The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and Your Sports Network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look at my soul. I've been afraid I would follow alone. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Welcome into a Thursday edition of Running Point, presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Ron Pochester with you alongside Mr. Texas A&M over there,
Yeah, it was the,
Anthony Hartwig.
It was the only thing that matched with my Boardman volleyball. Boardman Marine.
Okay,
So
there you go.
had to wear the.
You do have kind of a Spartanish color
Yeah,
with the Texas A&M hat.
Yeah, I didn't have a Boardman hat, so I got the Boardman colors. We're
There
all
you
good.
go.
It's a gift from the volleyball team, and like we've said before, we don't mooch for gifts, but we'll definitely gladly accept them and wear them if
Well, yeah, that would be
someone
that would
is
be,
kind enough to send them.
That would be very, very nice. We have a couple of softball coaches that will be calling in today. Jeff DeRose, the head softball coach at South Range, he will be chiming in on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline at 12:30. Steve Ward, the Fitch High School softball coach, will be chiming in at 1:15. Literally seconds before we went on the air, I got a hit.
As the theme song was running, I heard Ron go, "Whoa, boy," and I know something's going on.
From Cleveland.com, apparently the Ohio lawmakers are set to unveil a plan to legalize sports betting in the state.
Yep.
About damn time.
Now, this
They've
is
been
just the
losing.
first step. They're presenting a bill, so it's not like it's, but hey, it's a first step, something to get excited about.
Yeah, it would be allowed in Ohio via mobile apps and brick and mortar betting facilities under a new legislation unveiled by the Ohio State Republicans on Thursday. Now, our state senator, Michael Rulli, has been one of the leaders in trying to get this all worked out. I'd love to get our state senator on. I've been trying to, and we'll hopefully get some success in that at some point in time. But yeah, they're trying to do via mobile apps, and using the term brick and mortar betting facilities. This would be the code word for casinos and horse racing tracks,
Right.
To which the Mahoning Valley would be very happy because, well, Hollywood in Austintown is one of those facilities. So
And,
one would assume you would be able to do that there.
This is a long time coming.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, given the fact that you've lost money, that Indiana has it, Pennsylvania has it, West Virginia has it, Michigan has it, and I believe Kentucky has it, although I'm not 100% sure, but I know I am 100% sure the other four states bordering Ohio have it. And, I've gone to Mountaineer more than a handful of times, and every time I go to Mountaineer and see all those Ohio license plates, it frankly makes me sick because all that
Even though
money could be staying
you yourself
in the
are
state.
also an Ohio license.
Well,
but-
yeah.
So you're making yourself sick, Ron.
I absolutely am. Yes, I am. And all that money could have stayed in Ohio. Unfortunately, our politicians have been very slow, and hopefully hopefully things get better now.
It feels like Ohio's that kid that's like finally folding the peer pressure.
Yeah.
Except it's constantly negative. But all their buddies are around like, do it.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
everyone in the neighborhood has computer or has the internet, and here's this one lone person in the
I'm not
neighborhood
gonna do
going,
it.
"Get off my lawn! I'm
That's your
not going
job.
to do the internet." I have internet. It's just I don't have a computer. I don't have a laptop. I have my iPad and I have my iPhone, but I don't have a laptop.
You're getting there, Ron.
I mean, hopefully I have that soon. But it is what it is. Although I must say, I was looking at some prices of the baseball cards that I have down in the basement that are in a folder that are in really, really nice condition.
Wait, like a week ago you said you'd never sell them.
Well, I just saw the price of an Ozzie Smith rookie card that happens to be in really good shape.
And
that isn't cut, that isn't off-centered. I have one of the very few that is perfectly cut. It's worth a lot of money.
If our listeners remember when he said that, I said everyone has a price.
Yeah.
Ron found his price.
If this price was given to me, I'd be like, yeah, cash, please.
I only take cash.
I only take cash. No offense. I don't want a check. I don't know you. This check could bounce, and then I'm screwed.
Right.
A cashier's check or cash, please. There you go.
Checks in the mail.
There you go. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to. I was hoping that the OHSAA would have the baseball tournament selections, but unfortunately that's not going to happen until this weekend.
I think the seeds get voted on Saturday, and then the tournament draw will be Sunday.
Yep.
Next Monday, we'll have a lot of baseball matchups and tournament brackets to break down.
I was told yesterday while I was umpiring that Canfield is shut down for a while.
Until the 11th.
Yeah, and that's...
if it's going to happen, it better happen before the tournament.
But I want to connect the dots on this. When Canfield played Boardman, the day after that game was finished, Boardman went into their little seclusion.
Right.
And I had thought and openly asked my superior with the Mahoning Valley Umpires Association, well, wait a second. Canfield just played them the day before. Hasn't anyone, I don't know, had these guys tested or whatever? And now we find out Canfield is down until the 11th. I wonder if any of that was due to playing Boardman. And I mean, we're never going to know, but it sucks that they're down until the 11th. Now, having said that, you still get your final week of the regular season, which is a good thing.
Right.
And hopefully this is the last of it.
If it happens, it better happen before tournaments and not during, because that would be happens during tournaments. It's done. You're done.
Yeah,
so.
and especially with Canfield this year. I mean, this is a team that we're expecting really, really big things. And how bad would this be? Not just for the kids. How bad would this be for the Valley in general if arguably our best baseball team and our best representative gets knocked out of the tournaments because they got a COVID outbreak? I mean, that would suck. And hopefully not just for baseball, for all spring sports, hopefully none of these kids, none of these teams are going to have an elimination due to COVID. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
We got through
horrible.
Football, basketball, volleyball without any serious contenders having to miss because of COVID. In fact, I don't think any area basketball teams
We had one
canceled.
football team that got canceled.
One football team got X, but I don't think any area basketball teams had to miss a tournament.
No, they didn't.
So hopefully that trend continues.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get any any high school baseball or softball teams, and college for that matter as well. Hopefully YSU is COVID-free and we get to the tournaments and we have a successful tournament and celebrate some championships.
The road to Akron starts pretty soon. And
Yeah,
I'm
it
excited
certainly
about
does.
it. I'm excited about it.
It certainly does. And the two coaches that we have on, they are hoping that the softball gods, Small G, are going to shine on their two programs.
They're both top seeds in their district. Now, Ursuline's obviously the one seed in South Ranges, but they're missing each other in the bracket. So South Ranges is the top seed in their bracket. So is Ursuline, so is Fitch. So it's going to be fun to talk about to these teams that are going to be going into the tournament favorites to win the district. Obviously have to take care of business. South Range is no stranger to this spot. They've been pretty much in district championships since 2010.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, I think they've only missed 2 district championship games since 2010.
Wow.
Bree Kohler's freshman season, they lost to Waterloo in the semifinals. And then way back, I believe in 2013, they lost before the championship game. So every other year, they've at least been in the district championship.
And when you said way back, I was thinking that you were going to...
I'm going way back in the scheme of... I already said 2010, so...
Yeah.
That's 11 years of dominance in the area for South Range softball.
And I'm going to go way back in time, about 9 years. It's a long time ago.
Don't make me take the gloves off, Ron.
But I think you.
Because if you want to start a war,
then
we'll do it.
You do not throw rocks at a man with a machine gun, as the late Roddy Piper once said.
Say hello to my little friend.
I'm looking at the Division III regional tournaments, and the good news in all of this is, if chalk were to come about, and it's Ursuline and South Range, they wouldn't play each other until the regional championship game, because the Canfield winner, which would be the South Range district, which is Ursuline is in that, would be playing the Wellington district winner. And the Leavittsburg district winner would be playing the Creston district winner in the regional semifinals at Massillon. So that's good news.
South Range is going to have a heck of a battle with Champion.
Oh, there's no question about that. I mean, that's assuming we have chalk.
If it's chalk,
yeah, assuming we have chalk.
That's a 2, Champion's a 3. Champion, surprisingly to me, I don't know how surprising it was to everyone else in the community, but I really thought Champion would just put their foot down and go to the number 1 seed and say, how dare you not put us number 1? We're going to prove that we deserve to be number 1. We're going to knock number 1 out early. So I was kind of surprised, but they went to the 2 seeds district, and now it's going to be 2 versus 3. And I think Ursuline's highest seed is that they have to deal with is the 4 seed.
Yeah. Now the Division 4 regionals, we will see the Candlelight Knolls district champ take on the Jackson Milton district champ right away in the regional semifinals. So and it will be in Akron. So you'll see those 2 teams battle each other in the regional semifinals. Division 2. The Hubbard district champion will be taking on the Akron district champion. The Jefferson district champion will take on the Canton district champion. So there is the chance that we could see an all-local regional championship game in Division 2. And then Division 1, whoever comes out of Austintown, and clearly Fitch is the number 1 seed, they will be taking on the Massillon district winner. And to give everyone an idea who is in Massillon Perry is the 4 seed. They are in that, and I believe they are the highest seed in this tournament.
Give a measuring stick for people. Perry beat Champion this year, I think it was 8-5, somewhere around there. So that's where they are. They're about Champions level. So if you want to have a measuring stick on how good that Perry team is, you can look to that.
Yeah, Perry is the 4 seed, and they're the highest seed in that. The Barberton district is Broadview Heights is the 3 seed. They went to the Barberton district, and the Mentor district. That's where you will find the number 2 seed, Walsh Jesuit. So if it's chalk, Walsh Jesuit would play the 3 seed overall, the Barberton district winner, Broadview Heights, and in one regional semifinal, Fitch would wind up playing Perry in the other regional semifinal, assuming it's chalk. So there you go.
Walsh was supposed to play Ursuline yesterday. I was so looking forward to that game. Walsh has a lot of good players, a couple of Division I hitters in their lineup. And unfortunately, because field conditions were just too bad, even though the rain held off yesterday, they couldn't get that game in.
So the only regional semifinal local matchup potentially would be Division 4, where the Candlelight Knolls district winner, and I believe the
North
top
Jackson.
seed in that is Matthews.
Matthews is that.
Yeah, Matthews is the top seed in that. And then the Jackson-Milton district winner is McDonald as the 2 seed. They would play each other. If it's all chalk, they'd play each other in the regional
YSN's
semis.
hoping that Lisbon or someone else can come out of that Warren district because of, all the luck in the world of Matthews, but they're not a YSN team. So we
This is
want,
true. Yeah.
we selfishly want an all YSN.
Oh, no, I mean, it's business. Business
Right.
is business.
Business. It's not personal.
Yeah, it's
Come on, Mikey, you're trying to make it personal. It's this business,
It's
man.
business. Well, you get
Come
slapped
on,
around
Mike,
by
you
a
get
cup, and now you're trying to make it. Now you're trying to make it personal. Tom, this man is making it very personal.
We are not James Caan, and my word, he's a great actor.
Oh God, that's good.
There's your another pop culture reference. We got 2 of them already,
Well,
and they're both from mom movies.
yeah, this is true. This
It's going to be one of those Thursdays.
well, I'm just saying it. You never know what might happen. Jeff DeRose comes up at 12:30. Steve Ward, the Austintown Fitch coach.
And,
we had on at the beginning of the year.
Right. This is going to be like a full circle moment.
Yeah,
Because we
this
had
is
both
pretty
these
cool.
coaches on right at the beginning of the year to preview the season, and now they're both top seeds in their bracket talking about the tournament. And South Range was the only game on the network last night. They got a win over Lakeview 12-2. So
Very cool.
fitting that the only final that we have from last night on the network is going to be the coach that we talked to in about 15 minutes.
Hey, just a reminder, coming up in a couple of weeks from now, May the 19th, 2 weeks from yesterday, it's an evening with Scrappers manager Coco Crisp. May the 19th, that's 2 weeks from Wednesday, this past Wednesday, 6 p.m. at Eastwood Field. The tickets are $25. It includes food, drink, a question and answer session, an autograph photo. You'll also get 1 upper box ticket voucher. If you're interested in attending this event, an evening with Scrappers manager Coco Crisp on Wednesday, May the 19th at 6 p.m. over at the Scrappers home facilities, Eastwood Field. Give the Scrappers a call, 330-505-0000, or you can head over to their website, mvscrappers.com. The season itself will be starting up 2 weeks from Monday. The home opener 2 weeks from this coming Wednesday, 3 weeks from yesterday, will be the home opener. And there is some news out of the Draft League. One of the Draft League teams, the Trenton Thunder, is now, might still be in the league, but now they have minor league baseball in their town. This is incredibly confusing.
That's weird.
The Buffalo Bisons have temporarily moved their facilities to Trenton, New Jersey.
Because Toronto's using their field as their home field, right?
As of right now, the facilities are being upgraded because on June the 1st, the Toronto Blue Jays are going to be playing their home games in Buffalo, all because the United States and Canada can't get on the same page with COVID, and the borders are still closed. Canadians aren't allowed into America. Americans aren't allowed into Canada. The borders are still very much closed, and because of that, all kinds of trouble brewing with not just baseball, hockey as well. Once the playoffs are underway and you have the Northern Division, when they crown their Northern Division champs, where the hell is this team going to go when we get into the semifinals? Hopefully, we'll
Now, the
be able to
Canadian
have
hockey teams are still playing their home games in Canada.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So how does it work when they play someone?
Well, they haven't yet, and they were.
So they're just playing each other right
Yeah,
now.
they're exclusively playing each other. They have the divisions, and each division is exclusively playing each other. So the Canadians have all been playing amongst themselves: Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, Edmonton,
Not Calgary.
yeah,
Come
Winnipeg, and
Vancouver.
Vancouver
Canucks.
Yeah, the seven hockey teams are all playing amongst each other, and then you have the Eastern Division, the South, and the West, and then the North is the Canadians. Well, the playoff format is going to be top 4 teams in each division get to play a playoff, of which the Penguins have already clinched their playoff berth. Columbus is not going to be in the playoffs. But the Penguins are in the playoffs. And if they win if they win the Eastern Division, then they would be in the Final Four. And they would wind up playing the team from the South. But the main question is, what the hell happens when the Canadian portion of this is done? Where the hell are these guys going? Because, you can't go back and forth. You can go into the United States, but you can't go back into Canada without being under quarantine for a couple of weeks.
You go, you play your games in the United States, you stay there for an extra 2 weeks,
exactly.
And you go home.
That's what's going to happen, unfortunately. I read where the minor league team that I was employed with for a number of years that was not invited to partake in minor league baseball in 2021, and they have this facility that's empty. They are now opening their facilities for the Collegiate Wood Bat League team in Winnipeg, who cannot play their games. So they're going to be playing their games, their home games in Jackson at this facility, and they'll bus or whatever in their trips. So,
and this all started because Trenton is supposed to be in the draft league.
Trenton is Trenton's still in the draft league.
But their facilities are going to be used by Buffalo because their facilities are going to be used by Toronto.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And Buffalo can't play in Buffalo right now because they have to upgrade the facilities.
Where's Toronto playing right now?
Toronto's playing in their spring training home in Dunedin.
Okay.
Which is, it's nice, but it's Florida, and nobody wants to be in Florida in the summertime because it's not good.
And
it's too
except
hot.
Tampa Bay and Miami.
Yeah, well, Tampa Bay's at a domed, crowded stadium, and Miami, not many people show up to watch baseball in Miami because it's Miami.
Because it's Florida. No one wants to go to a baseball game in Florida. They want to go to the beach. They want to go to Disney World.
And if you're in Miami, you want to go to South Beach. You don't want to go watch a baseball game. If Miami turns it around, maybe they can do this. But hell, that.
But then again, a lot of people went to Florida Marlins games, so it's possible.
Yeah, that city's been burned twice. They win 2 World Series titles, and then the next year the owner has a burr up his ass and decides to tear everything down. So it's weird. So anyway, long story short, Trenton is still in the league, and it's going to be weird how they do this.
They're going to look for a place to play, right?
Well, they're going to be splitting their facility with the Bisons.
That sounds bad for the COVID world.
So when the Bisons are on the road, Trenton is going to be home, and when Trenton's on the road, the Bisons are going to be home. I don't know how that's going to work. Honestly, I just think the whole thing is kind of weird. All because Toronto can't stay home to play their Major League Baseball games because we have the border closed between Canada and the United States. Weird.
Here's what you do. You leave Toronto in Toronto, and whichever baseball teams are clever enough to sneak across the border and play, you can play Toronto. If you can't, then you forfeit.
See, this is where we probably use the line, hey, maybe we can get some kids to walk to the border. Someone will let them in.
You get your...
we'll let that one go.
Get your Cuban players. They already know how to get to another country.
Wow. You had to go there. So the Blue Jays are going to play in Buffalo, and apparently they're going to be putting up all kinds of
Maybe they should just be the
things.
Buffalo Blue Jays, and then you can root for them because you're a Buffalo guy.
Oh, I'm going to root for the Blue Jays. They're not my team, but they're going to play in this stadium in downtown Buffalo's gorgeous.
Yeah, back to this night with Coco Crisp.
Yes.
Sounds awesome. I want a night with Angel Hernandez.
Yeah.
Because I got some questions.
Yeah.
And I got some concerns. I would be like front row, hand up.
I have a lot of questions. Number one, how is he still employed?
Yes, sir. How are you still working in baseball?
Yeah.
Is there a secret? Can I have it so I can keep working in baseball too?
Do you have pictures of Rob Manfred? This is what I want to know.
No, I think his name just has so much cachet that they're like, we can't fire this guy. He trends on Twitter. He's good.
He threw out 3 players in the span. No, he threw
2
out
coaches and a player.
He threw out a manager, a pitching coach, and a pitcher in a span of 5 minutes, all because
They were arguing.
he
With him.
made a balk call that
It was. I watched.
kind of,
the replay.
sort of was,
Yeah, it
but
close.
his strike zone was garbage, and it always is garbage. And
then, the bad miss was the one where he said the Indians player got hit when it clearly hit the knob of his bat.
yeah, I just
That was the one I think Brady Singer was really mad about.
he's just not good. He's
And
not
then,
good.
unfortunately, he took that game, and because of all that, he kind of shifted the momentum really, really badly by himself almost.
Yeah.
Because after that, the Royals were like, oh.
Yeah, and Brady Singer is not a person that really loses his mind all that much, and he's only in his second year, and he shouldn't be losing his mind.
And he just outpitched Shane Bieber.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
It just now, as an Indians fan, I'm glad the Indians got the victory. But anytime Angel Hernandez is on the field, let alone behind the plate, some weird stuff is going to happen.
It's 2 nights in a row weird stuff has happened.
And I can only imagine.
Did you see the Francona's press conference from 2 nights ago's game?
Oh yeah.
When they asked him, what did you ask him about that play? He goes, I asked him why it always happens when he's on the field.
There you go. I mean, he was so frustrated with him. I mean, he didn't want to get himself ejected, but you can tell Tito was just so frustrated with him, and he thought about protesting the game. Well, you won the game, so your protest doesn't mean anything. But, I mean, still,
I still don't know what he... I mean, because the replay showed what happened, so... After the game, I don't know what you go in and say he got this call wrong. That's what I'm trying to unpack. It was the mistake was no one called anything, and that was the confusion on the field because no one called anything. That's what happened.
Yeah.
But I think once they had it all figured out, I don't know what you would protest.
Honestly.
And it actually turned out good for the Indians because they took away a double and another run.
Yeah. The protest is, what the hell are you doing on the field?
I protest your job.
Yeah, that just it's not good.
It
is not good, and his it's not good.
But hey,
but
baseball.
Every time he's umpiring, something weird's going to happen, and it happened a couple of times. So,
Josh Naylor, give me a break.
Well, hey, Naylor's starting to finally hit the ball. So that's always good. I'm just glad Angel Hernandez is not behind the plate today because Tristan McKenzie needs someone with a legitimate strike zone so he can actually, pitch and not think about stuff. I mean, he's the modern day Nuke LaLoosh right now.
This is why the really good April helps because you can go on a skid and you're still 16-13, sitting pretty good. Even if you get swept by the Indians, you're 16-14, and you're right there. I mean,
absolutely, absolutely. No, for the.
But what it does do is it makes the fans panic because you were playing so well, and now this little course correction here looks a lot worse than it is. You feel like you're in the toilet, even though you're still tied for first place.
Well, I mean, the Pirates were playing some pretty decent ball for a stretch in April, and now they're where they are, where they're probably going to wind up being for the rest of the year. They're in last place.
What's their record?
I think they're like 4 or 5 games under 500. Hold on a second. Let me look because I know they lost to the Padres last night. They are 13-17.
Man, right after that Royals series, it got ugly.
Yeah,
they were 12-11 before they lost.
They've dropped 6 of their last 10. They're 4.5 behind St. Louis, and St. Louis is actually playing some pretty decent ball. So. Always good to see the Cardinals playing some decent ball. But, again, 29 games, there's still a whole lot of baseball to be played. But, I'm getting a kick out of watching the people that thought the Indians were not going to be any good this year. I'm getting a kick out of watching those people.
I think that's pointed.
Look and say, what's going on here?
It's still 16
what's
and 13.
Going on here? They're
like you said, there's still a lot of baseball.
Oh, there is. There's still a lot of baseball.
They might not be a good team.
No, you're right. I mean, but it's good to know that this team is, they're not as bad as what people thought. It's early on, but I think that there's more than enough potential there for the team to be good. We'll see.
Potential.
Yeah. I see more and more potential in this room.
Here's another pop culture reference for you. We've got 3 of them in the first half.
There you go. Awaiting Jeff DeRose, the softball coach at South Range High School. They will be the top seed
in their bracket,
their
not
district.
in their district.
In their district.
In their little bracket.
In their bracket. Yeah.
Technically, the Ursuline is the top seed in their district, but of course they're in different brackets.
They're half of the district or they're half of the bracket.
Right.
Yeah. Because it's a supersize me kind of a thing. Right. So, but it's the good news is finish your job and you can play the other bracket in the regional finals if everything falls into place.
Creston, which I believe that's Creston Norwayne High School, which will be the host of that district. I believe that's in Creston.
Yes. Yeah.
And who are the teams in that?
I will.
The teams in that district
I will make an effort to.
I got it right here, Creston. Let's see. They are the 3 seed is Tuslaw in there.
Yeah, that's the top seed.
And that's the top seed in the bracket because Elyria Catholic is
Nope. Norwayne is the 2.
Oh, Norwayne's on the bottom. Usually they put the top seed on the top.
Yeah, Norwayne is the 2.
So Creston Norwayne hosting is the 2 seed. And for the first time in a while, there's not going to be a district game at South Range. That's going to be weird. Because for the last several years, South Range has hosted the district championships.
Well, I mean, you're going from South Range to Farmers National Bank Field on the campus of Youngstown State University. That's not a bad move.
Here's the caveat, though, and it came to a head yesterday. When you're scheduled at YSU, the ADs and the coaches have no control over whether or not the game goes on. If the weather is whatever, it's YSU's decision.
Okay.
So that's just one like little notch in being at YSU where normally that's why South Range got to play last night. They got together, hey, this field is fine, we're good, and they can make that decision by themselves. And
up until game time, and then the home plate umpire and the umpires have the decision.
But usually the umpires don't come up to the field and be like, nope, this field isn't good enough, we're not playing.
Yeah. Well, they want their money.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. It's if you
money.
If you call the game, you're not going to get your money. Now, if the first pitch is made and then you say, we're done, then you can get your money. But that's
which is garbage because I think you should be paid for a full game or nothing.
Yeah,
can't get paid for a pitch. Here's a one. How many pitches in a regular? Here's one 250th of your paycheck. Enjoy this half a penny.
How did you split this penny? Don't bother
Our
me, kid.
Our woodshop class is an awesome table saw. That's how.
Don't bother me, kid. Just take your half a penny and leave. Go away. You're bothering me.
You're bothering me.
330-886-0813.
Half a penny for your thoughts.
Wow. We'll take a timeout. That's a good way to close this segment. We will hear from South Range head softball coach Jeff DeRose coming up in a bit. Stick around. More to come.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Hi, this is Jim Myers with Myers Family Insurance, your local Medicare and retirement resource. We're excited to have sports back. Whether you're on the field or cheering from the stands, sports unifies communities and brings hope for the future. We're all one team working together. At Myers Family Insurance, we know the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer goes the extra mile to bring you the largest selection of vehicles at one convenient location. With guaranteed credit approval, I will find you the right vehicle and the right financing options for you. I am ready to go the extra mile to show you why no other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sutton here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Welcome back to a Thursday edition of Running Point, presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Ron Potesta with you alongside Anthony Hardwig. The South Range head softball coach Jeff DeRose will be joining us closer to 1 o'clock. I mean, he's got some work to do.
Yeah, he's a hard-working man. He does a lot more than just being a softball coach. So we appreciate all the time that he's able to give, and we're definitely going to be flexible for his schedule.
Absolutely. So we'll get Coach DeRose on closer to 1 o'clock. Steve Ward will be joining the program at about 1:15, and we will chat with 2 softball coaches from 2 of the area's very, very talent-rich area of high school softball. We did see West Branch get a couple of victories. They had a completion of a suspended game from earlier in the season. West Branch knocked off Minerva 5-1, and then the regularly scheduled matchup, they plowed Minerva 21-3. So a good win for West Branch. They are now 15-5. 6-1 in the NEC.
And they still have to get that game with Marlington scheduled. It's been canceled a couple of times because of weather, so they have to, finish that season series with Marlington. That's their only loss in the EBC, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this is it. I mean, the regular season is this is the last week of the regular season, so any league games, any unfinished league business is going to get done here this week.
They can still play them in between tournament games. We've seen teams do that before. So if they have to, they'll play it on the 14th or the 12th or whenever. I forget when West Branch's first tournament game will be. I don't think they have a bye. I think they play in the first round. I'm going to go look.
Well, Matthews knocked off Maplewood last night as well, 21-1. Becca Landis punched out 13, walked 1. The top seed in Division 4.
So West Branch
doing pretty well.
West Branch's first tournament game is the 11th against Ravenna, and then they play again on the 13th. So they could play on the 12th just fine.
Yeah, so they play on Tuesday the 11th, and then the sectional finals 1 week from today, Thursday the 13th.
Right.
Yeah, so that's
well, they could play Monday or they could play Friday. I mean, if they need to get Marlington in, they definitely will, especially with the league on the line. I'm sure those teams will do whatever it takes to get that game in.
I don't know if I'd want to play any kind of regular season game during the tournaments. I just I don't know if I'd want to do that or not. I mean, now if you're coming off a really bad game but you won,
hey,
but I don't know.
Games are better than practice, so
Yeah, I guess from the standpoint of...
Especially in softball, because there's no pitch count. You don't have to worry about throwing a pitcher and him being done for a day or whatever, like you do in baseball. So
well, yeah, but you've also said on a number of occasions you can get a pitcher pretty tired if she's throwing every day. So that's another reason. That and the fact that, what happens if one of your kids gets hurt in a meaningless game. I'd just as soon rather play my meaningless games after the season is over, or get it done before the tournaments begin, but not during the tournaments. Hell no. I'd just as soon rather play my tournaments.
If you want to do it before tournaments, you better hope the weather breaks and you can get it in either tonight.
Yeah, because tomorrow's not exactly going to be a
chance of rain.
Yeah, tomorrow's not exactly going to be a stellar day either. Saturday is going to be nice. But how many teams are going to be in action on Saturday, knowing that tomorrow, pretty good chance you're going to see some rain, 90% chance in East Palestine, where Saturday is mostly cloudy and windy, with a high of 52. These next 2 days, 54 for a high on Friday.
Mostly cloudy and windy. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, 52 for a high on Saturday. When the tournaments begin next week, 54 degrees, 60% chance of rain on Monday, although most of that's supposed to be in the morning, and then it's supposed to clear out. Tuesday, and again, we're getting into the I don't trust the weatherman forecast portion because we're a few days out. Tuesday is allegedly 56 and decent. Wednesday, allegedly 61 and decent. Thursday, allegedly showers in the afternoon with a high of 60. Friday, 63. Saturday, 66. No rain, allegedly. And then the next week, we're talking 70-degree weather. But showers in the forecast allegedly for the 19th and 20th.
We're going really far into the forecast.
Yeah, that's where you just no.
I think that at that point the meteorologists are just throwing darts at a board. Well, there's some rain. You know what? Let's just say it's going to rain.
There's this dot over here in Guam. I don't know if it's going to be coming in here by the 14th or whatever day that we're looking at playing baseball. I don't know how the hell this happened. I would love to take a field trip and see how the sausage is made.
Well, all you have to do is go down to our partners at WFMJ and check out the folks that run Storm Tracker 21.
Honest to God, that's got to be the coolest thing in the world is to see that stuff. But then how do you make the determination? I mean, okay, it's easy to do 1 day out. Well, I mean, if you're a meteorologist, but 3, 4, 5 days out, that's tough business.
Yeah, it's
kind of like trying to predict who's going to win the golf.
It's an estimated guess. It's what it is. You look at what's moving towards you and how far out it is, and then you kind of try to pinpoint when it's going to hit you and if it will be scattered or not by the time it does hit you.
By the way, speaking of predicting, you and I jumped on Justin Thomas to win this event this weekend. He has finished with round number 1 in the Wells Fargo Championship, and he is within striking distance. He is currently 2 under par. The leader in this event is Kyung-Hoon Lee, who shot a 5 under 66 today.
Brian picked Webb Simpson. How's he doing?
Webb Simpson, I want to say that he golfs in the afternoon, but I'm going to take a look here real quick because, boy, if Webb Simpson's on this list right now, he's screwed. He's golfing this afternoon. Okay. Yeah, he golfs this afternoon. Let me take a look. DeChambeau is golfing at 12:43, so he's on the tee in a little bit. Simpson, eh? Where's our boy Simpson?
Another pop culture reference for you?
Yes.
That's 4 in the first 45 minutes.
Seriously, where the hell is Simpson? I think he may have withdrawn. I don't see his name anywhere. Wow.
Where's Simpson? Find Simpson!
Smithers! Yes, Mr. Burns? Find Simpson! Right away, sir. Lordy. No idea where Simpson is. He is DOA.
He's not dead on arrival.
Well, I'm just,
Jeez, that went dark.
He is, we're putting an APB out on Webb Simpson, and I can't find him anywhere.
Oh, here it is. Got it. A neck injury forces Webb Simpson to withdraw from Wells Fargo.
There you go. He is withdrawn.
But he will be watching this week's Wells Fargo from the course. A neck injury has forced him to withdraw before Thursday's first round, so he didn't even start.
Well, I mean, he'll watch our guy win, and there you go.
Well, we'll give Brian a pat. We know what we'll do. We'll just go with Brian as number 2, and we'll make that Brian's pick.
Wasn't his number?
This is why Brian has a power 5, and he gets the benefit of the doubt.
Well, who was his number 2?
Corey Connors.
That's right, the Kent State guy.
So that will now be his winner.
Okay.
Pick. Has he golfed yet?
Now we gotta look for Corey Connors. Okay. I know what we're gonna do here. Hell, I don't know. Why do you have me chasing down these people?
You started it. Welcome to live streaming.
Well, I'm just saying that our guy is doing well. That doesn't mean I have to chase down the ends of the earth to find a golfer that our guy wanted to pick. Let's see. Connors is golfing at 105 today.
Good job, Ron. You got it.
Thank you. Yeah,
through all the hand wringing and complaining, you got it.
He's golfing at 105 today. Don't ask me how my other picks are doing. It's early on. That's all I'm going to say. It's early. We'll wash our hands clean of that mistake.
All right,
it's early.
Pilot.
That's a little.
That's where that phrase comes from.
I understand that, but I'm not crucifying anybody here. Well, maybe my picks, but nothing of significance. We'll leave it at that. All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, open for business. Today is Willie Mays' 90th birthday. So a happy birthday to the oldest living Baseball Hall of Famer, and probably, well, to me, he is the best living baseball player in the game, and arguably the best everyday player that's ever played in the game. Willie Mays turns 90 today.
And not Willie Mays, but we do have another birthday to celebrate that's a lot closer to home.
Okay.
YSU Baseball's Colin Clark celebrating a birthday today, so happy birthday to him.
He had an early birthday gift to himself on Friday with his performance against UIC. That was as good a pitching performance as we've seen Colin throw all year long.
He has pitched in 48 games and made 33 starts over the past 4 seasons. And he ranks 8th in the Horizon League with a career-high 60 strikeouts this year. so
nice.
far. So,
all right.
Happy birthday to Colin, and let's have a good birthday party for you this weekend with some good wins for the Penguins.
Yeah, hopefully they sweep the Mastodons. And as we have mentioned, the magic number for the Penguins to get into postseason is now 7. So if the Penguins were to take all 4 from the Mastodons at Purdue Fort Wayne, Milwaukee is playing Wright State. Northern Kentucky is playing at Oakland. Both teams have 16 losses. So if Milwaukee or Northern Kentucky, whoever's in 5th place, if they drop 3 out of 4 in their weekend series and the Penguins happen to sweep the Mastodons at Purdue Fort Wayne, well, then the Penguins get themselves into the postseason, and they would punch their ticket and hopefully make some noise in the Horizon League tournaments. We can tell you the softball tournament for the first time in Horizon League, in the Penguins Horizon League history. The Penguins will be hosting the softball tournament at Farmers National Bank Field, and that is going to be a lot of fun to see the top 4 teams from the Horizon League double elimination tournament, and all of the dignitaries that will be coming from that league. They're going to be showing up in Youngstown, and I think that's just going to be a great, great time and a great opportunity for the Penguins to show off an incredible facility at the Farmers National Bank Field, which is across the street from Stambaugh Stadium.
Another congratulations to LeBray's Colin Mayer, who signed yesterday to play basketball at Marietta College.
Nice.
And Boardman's Ethan Anderson also signed yesterday to play at Norwich University in Vermont.
Norwich,
Nurwich, in Vermont. So
is it a Division 1 or a Division? I'm gonna have to look at this. Norwich, up in Vermont. I'm gonna have to. Now, curiosity has got me because Anderson is a very good basketball player.
He's gonna be running cross country there, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I read this wrong. Okay. Boardman had 2 signees yesterday, and I got them too. Ethan Anderson will be signing at Marietta, just like Colin Mayer from LeBray.
Okay.
And then Boardman's Julia Gorby will be running cross country at Norwich University in Vermont. So Boardman had 2 athletes sign yesterday, and I just mixed them up a little bit.
Gotcha.
With the press releases.
Well, that's actually
so
Marietta just picked up 2 really good basketball players. That's not a bad day if you're Marietta College. You picked up two of the Valley's better basketball players for sure. Let's get to the phone lines where on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline, we are joined by the head softball coach of the South Range Raiders, Jeff DeRose. Jeff, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing quite well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Congratulations on the season to this point, and clearly y'all have some more fish to fry in the tournament. But so far, so good with the regular season, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. We won our 20th game yesterday after a little bit of a slow start, but bats came around finally, and we're excited. We only have 3 games left, and next week we're looking at tournament time. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, and a slow start must have been expected last night after so many days off because of weather, and you got off to the slow start, but you saw the girls, really turn on the switch really quick. What did you see last night, kind of dealing with the slow start and getting a win over Lakeview for the 20th win of the season?
Well, I think part of the slow start was attributable to Lakeview changing pitchers, actually. They started their number 1, Reagan Schick, last night, and we hit her, but we didn't hit her with the authority we hit the relief pitchers that Nate brought in. It's one of those things where we have difficulty hitting pitching sometimes when it's not fast, if you will. I thought we would hit Reagan out of the gate, and like I said, we did, but just not with authority. But I attribute it to, we went to a slower pitcher, the last couple of games we've played, we faced a slower pitcher, which I believe helped us for last night.
South Range head softball coach Jeff DeRose joining us on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. I am a huge advocate when it comes to teams scheduling up or playing the best of the best to get them prepared for the tournament season. And I just love the fact that South Range, and you guys have done this, your kids have done this more than once. You leave the area, you spend a week in a really warmer environment, and you get your softball on down there. I absolutely love when any team is able to leave this area and take on some really, really good softball teams from across the country.
Yeah, normally when we go down there, we're playing schools that are literally 4, 5, 6 times bigger than ours. We look them up, after we get done and play them, because we have to look up what their equivalency would be as far as Division 1, 2, 3, or 4 in Ohio. And the enrollment, the high school enrollment, they're like 1,800, 2,000. We did play one school that was a private school. It was called Greenbrier Christian Academy. They were small, but playing up, like you said, down in Myrtle Beach, we go to Stowe and play Stowe and Talmadge. We play Boardman, Harding, all these schools. I believe in our 23 games, we've only played 2 Division III schools to date. So everything's been Division II and Division I for us.
And you'll wrap up the NE8 season. You still have a series with Girard, and they're a team that has been able to throw some monkey wrenches into some team season in the NE8. How important is it to finish strong and get some momentum going into the bracket?
It's very important. We're still looking at possibly winning the NE8 conference. Poland lost to Girard. Poland beat us twice. We're definitely not taking Girard lightly. In fact, the game tonight was supposed to be at Girard. It got moved to South Range because Girard's field's not playable right now. So, of our 3 games left, we have actually we have 4 games left. I apologize. We have 2 against Girard and 2 against Jefferson. So we're not taking anybody lightly, because you can't. Not at this time at the stage of the season, because, like I said, tournament starts next week, and we're going to go out and play our game against anybody that we play, whatever division.
Coach, have we seen the best of South Range yet? Do you think that there is an extra gear that your kids have not quite gone into yet?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think the gear that we were in about 3 or 4 weeks ago is the gear I want to be at now. We were hitting the ball. We were getting 18, 20, 22 hits a game. And, we have found out that we couldn't keep up that pace. And we've had as little as 6, 7, 8 hits a game. Then the bats come back around and then go back down to a small amount of hits per game. I told the girls after Myrtle Beach, you guys are already in midseason form, and I think we're close to that gear, but I think that we still have a little bit more room to get to that spot. And not that we're going to take anybody lightly. You just can't at this stage of the game, especially next week on the 13th. We're going to be playing the winner of Springfield and Conneaut. Now, Springfield, they seeded 17, Conneaut 22. We're a 2 seed. I don't care if they're a 17 or a 22. We're gonna treat the winner of that game like they're a 1 seed and hopefully keep advancing throughout the bracket.
Yeah, and you talked about how well you guys played at Myrtle Beach, and then you came back from that, and that's when you guys hit that one little hiccup of your season with losing 2 to Poland right after coming back from Myrtle Beach. Do you think that was a product of coming back from the beach and trying to come back to reality? Was that a product of it being such a important game that people got a little bit tight? What do you think happened? And then talk about the team's ability to bounce back really quick and the mentality to kind of shake that Poland loss off and come back and keep winning the rest of the season.
Yeah, against Poland, I don't think it was a byproduct of coming back from Myrtle Beach. I think it was a product of being nervous to play Poland for some reason. I think our girls were not afraid of Poland. They were just it's like, okay, here we are. We're in the NE8, and we're probably playing the best team in the NE8. And I think they were a little nervous. And it wasn't our bats that failed us. It was our fielding that failed us. Case in point, we jumped out to a 4-0 lead in the top of the first inning at Poland to give up 4 errors with a couple of outs in the bottom of the first and let them back in the game. So I think it was nerves more than anything. I'll be honest with you. Poland's got a great program. Jim does a great job over there. I would love to play them again. I would hope that it would be a little bit of a different story, but Poland's a great program. Don't get me wrong, but I think we're equally as good as Poland. And like I said, it's just a game where I think that we're nervous. So we ended up bouncing back afterwards because we told the girls you can't. You make a mistake, everybody's going to make a mistake. Forget about these games and get back to the groove that you were in Myrtle. And it was just as simple as that, and that's exactly what they did.
South Range head softball coach Jeff DeRose joining us on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. And it doesn't matter whether it's softball or baseball. If you commit errors and allow kids to walk, you're giving free base runners. And come tournament time, 6 free base runners is 2 extra innings worth of softball, and that's the last thing you want to do come tournament time. I know that that's something between now and your first tournament game next week. That's something that you definitely want to nip in the bud.
Absolutely, and just as of late, we've had a couple of innings where we had walked the batter, the first batter of the inning, who in turn ended up scoring. So I call that a free run or free out, whatever you want to call it. That does bite you in the butt, if you will. Those are the types of things we do have to clean up. We have to clean that up. We had a couple base running mistakes that actually worked to our benefit last night. Just the little things. And I tell the girls, Coach Farron tells the girls, if you guys clean up these little things, that you're going to go from a good team to a great team. If you play your game and limit your mistakes, you'll win the game. So you're right. I mean, we need to clean up, and just like everybody needs to clean up. Everybody makes mistakes, and hopefully ours are limited from this point forward.
Let's talk about this bracket because, man, I'm looking at these teams that are in your district bracket, and, man, did a lot of teams just want to avoid Ursuline at all costs. So you got the brunt of the district. I mean, you got Garfield in here. You have Springfield, who I think is underseeded. You have LeBray. And then, of course, Champion. I mean, everyone's talking about Champion. But when you look at the teams that you could face and the matchups you'll have to play, you got to really think to yourself, well, one side, yeah, it's a tougher bracket, but the other side, if you get through it, you're going to be really prepared for the regional level and to go on even further if you get through this district.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, Ursuline was one, and they went into the South Range sectional, if you will, and we went to the LeBray just to stay away from Ursuline. The 3 and 4 seed, the 3 seed, I should say, went with us, but on the bottom half of the bracket. But the 4 and 5 seed went on the same side as Ursuline, but on the bottom bracket. I was a little surprised at that, but I totally understand why they did that. But looking at our bracket, the best seeded team on our half of the bracket is LeBray. But, like you said, Springfield's a 17. That's probably a little bit too high of a seeding for them. And, like I said a few minutes ago, we hope to play Springfield. Not that we don't want to play Conneaut, but it's a fun rivalry, going back to the ITCL days. So, yeah, I mean, I think that our bracket is very good. And you got Gilmore Academy at the bottom of, I see them in Champion squaring off. So the good news is we only have to play one of those teams to get to the regionals. But, it is what it is. You got to play to win, and, we're excited about the opportunity.
Yeah, and you got Cardinal Mooney down there as well. I kind of, Champion got the raw end of the stick on this. I mean, you've got the Liberty Mooney winner at Gilmore Academy in the sectional finals. And, oh, by the way, Mooney's the 7th seed. Gilmore Academy is the 6th seed, and they'll wind up playing Champion in the district semifinals. Yeah, Champion may have gotten the raw deal on this, but you got to be looking at this going, okay, we're happy.
Yeah, I mean, numbers are numbers, seedings are seeding, but like I said, you got to play to win the game. Champion will probably end up at the end of the bracket. So, Champion, of course, their tradition is incredible, and they're down from the past, but you can't look past that. I mean, they got a tradition. They know how to win, and I think it would be very exciting for us if we're fortunate enough to get to play them. It would be fun. I mean, we've played them before. They beat us more than we beat them. And I just hope that our girls know and go in with the confidence if we're able to play them, that we go in with a mentality that we're going to beat them and not be afraid to play them because of who they are.
Yeah, I talked about it before you called. You guys have plenty of maybe not the 3 championships in a row like Champion does, but you look at your dominance in the area the last 10 years since 2010. I believe you've only missed 2 district championships in that span, and you've won 5 or 6 of them. Going way back into the past, but not way back to Ron's. But back 11 years, you guys have been a strong program for a decade. So you have to kind of have the confidence of that. If you do play Champion, you have to say, we've been here too. We have a pedigree too. So I hope the girls realize that.
No question, and I hope Champion respects us as a program. When we beat them a few years ago, back in 2016, and we had the opportunity to play them again a couple years later, they beat the snot out of us, to put it bluntly. But I think this year will be a different story. It'll be a much more competitive game. But, the better team hopefully will win, and, you know who I'm pulling for. So.
Jeff DeRose, the softball coach at South Range, joining us on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. I mean, look, we can talk for days about the kids that have been the spark to light the fire at South Range and the Bree Kohlers of the world and whatnot. But what I love about tournament play is the timely hit or the great defense that you get from someone that you didn't expect in a month of Sundays to get that job done. To me that's the coolest part of the tournament, and it seems to me when teams win a state championship, you got to have that from 1 or 2 of your kids during the course of a tournament run.
Yeah, I mean, our team is not just made up of Bree Kohler. We got a lot of players: Jillian Strakansky, Julie Stackowitz, Kelly Zolik. I can keep going on. Reagan Irons, Jamie Farron's, coming around. She was in a little bit of a slump. I mean, I can go on and on about the kids that we have. Madison Dado. I used to look at, because I coach first base, and I like looking at the third base dugout when we're on deck. And not all the time in the past, but I used to look at the girls on deck, and I'd be like, oh, no, I hope we get a hit now because I don't have the confidence of the girl on deck. Now I do. I mean, I think that from 1 to 9, that any of those girls can hit the ball. Heck, our number 9 hitter hit well. She's a freshman brought up from JV. She can hit the ball over the park. So, yeah, Bree Kohler is a huge part of our team, don't get me wrong, but she has a heck of a lot of support behind her.
Last night was senior night, and Bree is one of the seniors along with Jillian Strakansky, and you got to kind of honor them and put in the recognition that they've put out for the last 4 years in this program. What was that like to kind of, realize that your time pitting them in the lineup is winding down, and they don't have a lot of home games left, and to just kind of reflect on what they've meant to the program and what they've meant to not just this season but the last 4 years?
Yeah, quite honestly, it's sad. I mean, it's almost saying goodbye without saying goodbye, because I know we got hopefully a lot of this season left. But, reflecting back at freshmen, they both started as freshmen. They're both 4-year lettermen. Great for our program. And the team's built around those two. Both of them are going to be nominated for district awards because of their statistics or leadership and what have you. So, I don't want to even consider and think about next year right now, but, looking forward after this season, those two are going to be greatly missed. Jillian, is a converted catcher to a shortstop, and out of about 40 chances at shortstop, she only has one error. So what Bree's like on the mound. She dominates. And in fact, her best game was this past weekend against Boardman. I mean, she shut them out 7-0, a 2-hitter. So those two exiting our program next year, it's going to be huge for us. I mean, that means these other girls got to step up. And I don't consider them just players, but the whole fact of the matter is I've become good friends with their families too. So it's sad. It's honestly, it's just sad.
Coach, best of luck to you as you embark the rest of the regular season and embark in a really interesting tournament, to say the least. And we wish you all the success in the world, and hopefully a magic carpet ride is in the making in South Range.
That's the goal. That is definitely the goal. But I appreciate you guys taking my call.
Congratulations on the season to this point, Manager DeRose.
Thank you very much.
See it. Jeff DeRose, manager, skipper.
Skipper, coach, whatever.
Just coach, whatever. Yeah.
When you talk, we talked about that. I think that district is full of teams that are underseeded.
Oof.
I mean, even Springfield at 17. I've seen Springfield play a lot better than a 17 seed. Madison Lesnack is a heck of a pitcher. They have some really strong hitters in their lineup. Their leadoff hitter, Carly Bacon, is just, if she gets on base, it's almost an automatic double with her speed. Abby Joseph is a great shortstop for them. They have a lot of good players, and I'm looking at that as a 17. I'm thinking it's not going to be a cakewalk in the first round of the tournament. I mean, Springfield was in the district semifinals in 2019 against South Range, gave South Range a heck of a game. South Range ended up winning that game and going on to win the district championship that year. But, man, Springfield at 17, I think that's going to be good for South Range because they're going to be tested. But also, hopefully, they don't look at the number. They look at the team, and they realize Springfield may be a lot better than 17. I think Garfield is pretty good in there. I think they're the 8.
No, they're the 11.
They're the 11. I mean, Mooney is in there as the 7, who is pretty good, and probably a 7 because their schedule has been banging them up a little bit, but they play up just like South Range does. Waterloo has played really well this season. They've had games where they look much better than a 13 seed.
Yeah.
And then Gilmore Academy, I mean, you've seen their campus, right?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
The fact that they're a Division III school is kind of
but how many people
probably because how much it costs to go there.
How many people can afford to go to that place?
Right.
Yeah, gorgeous campus equals you're going to have to pay an awful lot of money because it's a private school, not a public school.
And even like LeBray. LeBray has beat McDonald this year.
Yep.
And they only lost the champion by 3.
Yeah. They beat Crestview this year.
And they beat Crestview.
And Crestview's the 5 seed.
LeBray is a 12 seed.
Yeah.
Is dangerous.
Yep.
I mean, maybe the 4 and 5 seeds went to Ursuline, which they're good teams too. I'm not downplaying it, but a lot of the really strong programs that are underseeded went to South Range, and that could lead to a very interesting district. I don't think it's a given. I don't think you can put in Sharpie that South Range wins the.
God, no, not with Champion there.
I don't. Yeah, but
I mean, and that's just besides Champion. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be tough, and that's why I told you. If you get out of the district, you know that you're going to be tested and ready for regionals. It's not one of those districts that some teams get, where they can just stroll right through, and then they get the regionals, and all of a sudden they're playing a really good team, and they're like, "We haven't played a really good team in 3 weeks. What are we doing?"
Yeah.
This district is really going to test South Range and make them play their best softball.
And honestly, the other district, I mean, the prohibitive favorite is Ursuline. Let's be honest. I mean, they are the prohibitive favorite. But in a normal year, Columbiana and Crestview, they would give somebody a reasonably difficult game.
I think Columbiana, one, they have the hitting that can maybe give Emily Holland a little bit of trouble. I mean, Tori Long is leading the state in average with a 720 last I looked. Hitting 720.
Oof.
Ridiculous. And they have 2 pitchers they can throw. So if they can start the game with Gamble, who throws very hard, low to mid-60s, and then if Gamble starts to get hit a little bit, they can switch over to Tori Long, who is just as good in the circle, just a little bit of a different look. Maybe they can kind of go back and forth between the two, because You take Gamble out once, she can be re-entered once.
Yeah.
So you can still go back to Gamble, if so at least having two pitchers, Columbiana has a shot.
Well, I'm just looking forward to the fact, assuming that it's chalk and there's no upsets, Columbiana and Crestview have to play each other in a sport.
Got to do it.
Which I think would be great. And again, these two teams should be playing each other in every sport on a yearly basis, and I'll continue to hammer that point home. But right now, we are going to chat with the guy who has the number one seeded team in the Super Size Me Division 1 district. That would be Austintown Fitch head coach Steve Ward. Coach, congratulations on getting the top seed in the Division 1 district, Super Size Me district tournament.
Well, that certainly is quite an honor, knowing all the teams that are in that district, and first year being the super district, to be able to get the number one seed. It's just a testament to how strong of a team we have and what we've been able to show out on the field.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this, and let's be honest, Coach. Politics is a pretty interesting thing in the tournament, where the coaches from other areas will not necessarily look at an outside team. They're going to be more interested in trying to promote the team that they have seen. So the fact that Fitch and Boardman and Harding and Howland, well, those are 4 Division I programs in our area, but that's it. And there's 33 teams in this Super Size Me district. I love the fact that to a team, everyone acknowledged, or most everyone acknowledged, that your team was the best team in this tournament.
Well, it's a testament to what the girls have been doing on the field. There's no doubt about that, and it's definitely a sign of respect. But all honesty, you have the top 6 teams in there, maybe the top 8. They could all be a number one seed. It is going to be an absolute murderer's row to go through. Just even, we're going to start out probably with Glen Oak in the semi-sectional or the sectional title game. And then you look past that, Glen Oak's a very good program, so we're not going to take them lightly. We scrimmaged them earlier on, so we know what they're going to bring. But then you look throughout the 3 districts, the semi-districts would be all district finals in any given year, or even regional semis. That's how good of a super district this is.
I mean, we've talked before about Division I and how much of a different animal it is than the other divisions, just because of how deep it is. I mean, you said it, 1 through 8 could be a 1 seed as far as talent goes. You can't take anyone in Division I lightly because of the parity and the deepness of teams that are good. When you look at this bracket and you look at, a lot of the area teams decided to stick with you guys, are you happy that there are going to be some familiar faces in this bracket if you guys are fortunate enough to make it far enough to play some of these familiar faces?
One thing that, it's not to avoid your question, but one thing that we've just done since day one is not worry about who we're lining up against. It's all about how we prepare for the game, how we warm up for the game. So for us, the opponents don't matter. It's going to be about how we approach it. So it could be anyone from the area, it could be someone from the Federal League. You're going to see us out there warming up the same way that we always do and preparing the same way that we always do. And it's nice to have hometown teams not have to take a long drive, but, at the end of the day, everybody's going to have to go through Austintown.
Steve Ward, the Austintown Fitch head coach, joining us on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. It's interesting. We had you on the day before the season started, and we were talking about the great expectations that were labeled to Austintown Fitch, and here we are on the precipice of the Division I tournament. You've met, if not exceeded, all expectations. That's a great sign going into the tournament, Coach.
Well, at the beginning of the season we talked, and quite honestly, I talked about our inexperience and, how we were going to generate some runs, and we were really concerned because, a lot of teams are in this, but we had 6.5 starters because Haley Tarr was a flex player her sophomore year, but then we only had Maddie Taylor in the starting lineup and Lydia Spalding with any varsity experience. So the way this team has matured, has exploded offensively, and really got Lydia and Kayla Shubert's back defensively, they're just rolling on all cylinders. I just try and get out of their way.
and everyone talks about Lydia Spalding, and very well deserved. I mean, she's one of the best pitchers in the area, and she keeps proving it. But talk about Kayla Shubert a little bit and the ability to give Lydia Spalding a break and to be able to trust the second pitcher. And there's been a lot of games where you've been able to throw Lydia Spalding for maybe 2 or 3 innings, and then, the game is in hand and you're able to throw Kayla Shubert or vice versa. Talk about how important that's been in keeping both pitchers kind of fresh and how much of an advantage that's going to be come tournament time.
Oh, it's going to be a huge advantage, and Kayla has just been an absolute joy to watch on the mound as well. I mean, she is 5-0 pitching on the mound for us, and she's just a little bit under a 2 ERA. So, she's done wonders up there. And I tell you what, the combo of Lydia and Kayla has just been amazing to, allow Lydia to throw some innings. We pull her out. Kayla goes in, closes out games. It's going to pay off dividends for us coming up.
Coach, is there a significant difference in that one of these pitchers could be used against a certain team offensively, and the other pitcher can be used against another team offensively? Is that the beauty of these two kids, that they're completely different from each other?
Well, it's a rarity to have two lefties be able to, on your team, because quite honestly, you don't see a ton of left-handed pitchers, and we're blessed to have 2 of them. But even between Lydia and Kayla, their preference of pitches, where they like to go in the zone, is completely different. So it does keep teams off balance. And, once a team sees a pitcher 1 or 2 times, they start to get a little bit more of a feel, and that's when Kayla comes in, and she's really been able to throw teams off.
And to the other point, Lydia, because of how good you guys have been playing, hasn't had a lot of games where she's had to throw every inning, every pitch. But at Boardman, she did, because Boardman's a good lineup, and you guys won 4-0, and she threw a 1-hit shutout of a very good Boardman Spartans lineup, and that was the first time in a little bit that she's had to throw all 7 innings. How impressed were you at her ability to just lock down for a whole game and be fresh in that game, and talk about that Boardman win and how good it feels to be back-to-back AAC champions?
Well, for Lydia to go 7 innings, I mean, we know her stamina. We know her work ethic. I mean, if she needed to, she would go 20 innings without any complaints. But to see her keep the sharpness and crispness, this is kind of what we've been looking for of, peaking at the right time. We always start out with 2 goals in the season. 1 is win conference. 2 is let's get to district. And so we completed our first goal, and that was just an amazing feeling. We had the victory bell, which is something from my era and earlier. We used to have it on the football field and bring it after beating Boardman or playoff wins. And so to bring that down to the softball field was just really cool for these girls to, execute a close game, because Boardman had they had runners on first and second with no outs in the 7th inning, and our defense came through, and Lydia struck 1 person out, and we got 2 putouts. So to see our team always be on the ready and execute in big moments, it's going to be something fun to watch in the playoffs here.
Steve Ward, the head softball coach at Austintown Fitch, the number 1 seed in the Super Size Me Division I district tournament coming up next week. The Austintown district begins on Monday. Fitch is in action on Wednesday. They will take on the winner of Akron Kenmore Garfield and Canton Glen Oak, in all likelihood. Canton Glen Oak. Coach Ward joining us on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. We had Jeff DeRose on about 15, 20 minutes ago. I asked him this question. I'll ask you. Have we seen the best of Austintown Fitch, or is there another gear that you believe these kids possess?
I don't think we've played our best yet, and that's a scary thought because of how well we have played. But, I mean, if you look to the Boardman game, and Coach DeRose did an amazing job this year as well. So many area coaches are just top-notch. When we were in the Boardman game, Coach Moots, I thought he did one heck of a coaching job. I thought his players played amazing. It was very close. We left, I want to say, about 8 or 9 base runners on in that game where, that's where we point to and say, we still need to work. We still need to get that 1% better. So when we go to practice today, there's a lot of different situations and scenarios we're going to look at and point to and say, in these games coming up, these little things are going to really add up. So let's really focus on this. And the team has been very receptive to any type of coaching. And, really getting them to just get a little bit better each time we take the field.
And you have one more matchup with Boardman on the schedule. How important is it for this team, even though they've already wrapped up the AAC, to finish the conference season undefeated and make sure that...
So anytime that we get a chance to play Boardman and potentially beat Boardman, that's just a great feeling. But like I said, Coach Moots has his team, pretty much getting fired up for the playoffs as well. So there are no easy wins from this point out. For us to go do that and take care of business tomorrow would just be an amazing feeling and such an accomplishment for this team. And then speaking of regular season, on Monday, that's going to be a heck of a matchup too. We have St. Joseph's Academy coming in, and their pitcher has eclipsed the 700 strikeout mark in her 3 years pitching, and that's Maya Johnson, which is Lydia's national travel ball teammate for the PA Strikers. So we're going to be seeing her, and they'll see Lid, so that's going to be a real fun matchup to get us ready for the playoffs as well.
There won't be any competitive juices between those two. No, not at all. Not at all.
No, it'll be an exciting matchup, that's for sure, because, anytime that, our players see their travel teammates when we're playing against them, it's all hugs and pictures after. But, before the game, you see that kind of eye of the tiger turn in and say, I want to have a heck of a performance today.
I want to take the time to talk about something, because you said earlier these players, not a lot of experience coming into this varsity level, but you have a bunch of players that have contributed a lot in this season. That's one of the reasons why you're 15-1. Single out some of the players that you're just so impressed with and the improvement they've shown from the day one to where they are now, and how impressed you are with their growth.
Well, let me tell you, we have a saying that we say we don't care who does it as long as we do it. And like you said, every game it seems that we have someone different stepping up to make a big play, make a big hit, make a big out. And, going through the lineup, I'll just kind of go numerically in terms of their numbers. But, we have a freshman combo in Ayla Ray and Bella Tofil, and those two have just been absolute dynamic fireballs for us, both offensively and defensively, for them coming in as freshmen, stepping in immediately, and both are hitting over 450 this year. That's amazing. You look at Caitlyn Mitchell, that is our sophomore, starting at second base. She's batting 400. Obviously, you guys know Maddie Taylor and the impact of her game, and she just keeps getting better and better. I can't tell you how impressed I have been with her. Alyssa Melody has stepped into our DP role, and, she's batting 600. She definitely has a lot of speed, can go for power as well. Sydney Schaefer just hit a bomb the other day, not against Boardman, but against Massillon, Washington, and her speed in the outfield allows our left and right field to really hug the lines a little bit more, and we just have such team speed. It's amazing. I want to definitely give a big shout-out to Maya Mcnevin, who's recovering from a season-ending basketball injury, and she's just getting cleared to start doing some things. But, man, she has just been an amazing teammate for us, up and down. I talked about Kayla earlier and what she's bringing to the team, and just if you come to our games, you will know her voice immediately, because the way she cheers on her teammates and just loves them up, it's amazing. We got Haley Tarr that hit a grand slam against Massillon, Washington, locking down right field. And because we have lefty pitchers, you have more chances of the balls going to right field than left field. And she's just, again, speed all over the place. Just will run through a wall for you. Sophia Senedak, she's another home run artist that has really put some power to her stick, and she locks down third. And somebody that, the unsung hero, McKenna Hogan, back behind the plate every day, is just a wall back there, does an excellent job of letting the umpires see what Lid's throwing and just, getting that white of the plate on there. I mean, she has just done a phenomenal job back there, because you talk about a sophomore, didn't have a freshman season, coming in and catching, Lydia, a Division I pitcher who's, probably going to start next year at Penn State. So up and down the line, we have some kids that contribute. Maddie Butis comes in and runs bases for us. We got Samantha Hines that comes in and pinch hits, pinch runs. So total team effort to where I can't point and say, well, if a team avoids, just say if a team tries to avoid Lydia and Maddie in terms of batting, well, you got every other kid batting 400 to 500. So, it's kind of a nice feeling on third base.
it's a pick your poison type of lineup, which it makes the head coach smile.
There's not even a pick. It's just you're getting poisoned. Deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, well, who do I want to pitch to? Well, I mean, here's poison A, poison B. This will kill you instantly. This will kill you kind of long term. Oh, I'll go with the long term. Thank you. I mean, it's just come on. That's
one of the players that, like, man, I feel like came out of left field with no pun intended because he's at third base, but. Senedak, man, what a performer, and especially early in the season, every time you would send me stats, it'd be like, oh, home run, 3 RBIs. I mean, what a start, and then to not plateau and to keep getting better. Talk about just her improvement over the year and what you've seen from her, and maybe not surprise to you because you hadn't seen her every day, but the surprise from everyone else.
Yeah, well, Sophia is probably one of the more quieter people on the team, too, and so she kind of sneaks up on you, and she's a lefty, and, you know, she likes to go up in the zone a little bit, so all of her home runs have been up in the zone, but she just has amazing eye-hand coordination that, you know, is just something special that she has. And so she has the green light to go up from, you know, the Falcons up to her chin. She's allowed to go up after him because she catches up to him, and she has 4 home runs on the season and 6 doubles. So her stats speak for themselves on what she's able to do. And, again, it's a kid that freshman year on JV, you know, sophomore year, we were kind of looking at her getting a lot of varsity time. She was battling for that third base spot against 2 other people, and now comes in her junior year and just is absolutely lighting it up. And, you know, we love her. She's such a wonderful teammate. And, you know, to say surprised, again, like you said, you know, we saw her throughout. And, again, every single one of these kids that I named, there's one huge thing in common is that they've been in the weight room with us since we were allowed to open up in June, I believe it was.
Coach, before we let you go, and we're speaking with the Austintown Fitch head softball coach, Steve Ward, on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline, what is the one ingredient that you feel you must have for this Fitch team to make a deep run in the tournament this year?
The one thing that we're going to have is just a calmness to us. Is not make the moment bigger than what it is, not get all, you know, in our head saying, well, this is a sectional title or this is district, this is whatever it is that we treat it as just another game, go out and have fun and be you. If we are ourselves, if our girls just be themselves, we're going to be a very dangerous team.
We've been talking about all the physical stuff you guys have been doing, but, you know, softball is such a mental game. How do you make sure that the team's mentally, you know, ready and keeps the right mindset and is strong, not just physically in the weight room, but strong mentally too? Because, you know, it's a game of failure. You have to come back from getting out every now and then and some lulls. So what are some of the mental exercises that you guys do as a team to make sure that your mental game is just as good as your physical game?
Well, you know, touching on the physical game, because you guys, you know, I tag you in all of our videos. You see, we're still lifting 2 days a week. We're still getting after it there, and I think that physical part helps the mental part because it gives them this confidence in themselves. But, you know, speaking of, you know, the mental games, you know, we struggled against Boardman. Maddie Lester threw a heck of a game the other day. I think we only got 6 hits, and, you know, getting 6 off of Maddie Lester is obviously a good day for a lot of people because, I mean, I think she's a very top-notch pitcher. And so, you know, we didn't execute. So in the dugout, when we're talking to our hitters, it said, you know, okay, listen, that ended. What are we going to do now? What in-game adjustments are we going to do? Are we going to take this as, okay, we need to learn quickly and adjust quickly, or are we going to get upset that maybe we struck out, maybe we grounded out in a bad spot? And to a T, top to bottom, every single one of the girls, you could see after we talked to them, is that they just take a breath, and they get mentally ready to go again. And, you know, they got the love and support of their teammates who's always, you know, giving them kind words, giving them, you know, fist bumps, everything that they can. So they feel even if they fail in the moment, we're going to succeed overall.
Coach, as you look at this district tournament, I'm a big fan of scheduling up in the regular season to get prepared for the tournament, and Fitch has certainly done that. You look at the talent in this tournament. Is this the best talent of the 4 Super Size Me districts that we have in this region? Is this the best district in terms of talent up and down. That whoever comes out of this district should be able to get themselves a regional championship. Is this the most prepared district, supersized district?
Well, in this district, right after the districts, if whoever comes out of the Austintown district will play the Massillon district winner, and then coming out of that for your semi-regionals, you're going to play the Mentor district, or the winner of the Mentor district versus Barberton district. So again, you look at this Northeast district. Somebody could fact check me on it, but I believe 8 out of the last 10 years, someone in these 3 districts won state, whether it was a Hoover, a Perry, a Louisville, a Walsh. Just top to bottom, you talk about top-notch programs, well-coached programs, respected throughout the state. So anybody that gets through these districts has a real shot at going for the Final Four.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you throw out maybe 1 or 2 years where maybe a Lakota West won from down south and near Cincinnati, but other than that, it's been all Northeast. I know Louisville won it in 2019, and it's going to be fun to see if any of our local Northeast teams can make it to Firestone this year.
No, we hope it's going to be us. We're preparing for it to be us, but on any given day, anything could happen, and we're just going to go fight like heck out there and do our best.
Coach, congratulations on the success to this point, and we wish you nothing but the best as you go into the tournaments next week.
Oh, I certainly appreciate that, and I look forward to talking to you guys again. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, after you win the state title, we'll get you on, Coach.
Ron's always putting pressure on people.
I'm not putting any pressure. I'm just saying we'll have a conversation after you win the state title.
The biggest focus is going up against Boardman in their backyard on Friday. So
there you
we'll
go.
worry about that, and then if we get the privilege of having that pressure of getting to a state game, we'll worry about that at that point.
We'll never turn down your call, Coach. So if you ever feel bored on a Thursday, just call right in. We'll take you.
Oh, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a great day today.
You as well, Coach. There he is, the head softball coach at Austintown Fitch, Steve Ward. No pressure at all.
That's someone that really loves his team. I mean, I love hearing coaches talk about their players, and he couldn't leave one person out because he's right. Everyone in this lineup, even the people that have come in to run, are absolutely just top of the line, dangerous. Because I think one of the great things they've done is, I've talked about it before, they don't just accept their roles, they understand their roles as well. Like, they understand, I'm in the 7 spot, this is what I have to do, this is what I'm expected to do, I'm in the 9 spot, I'm in the 1 spot, whatever it may be in the lineup. They understand what their role is, and then they accept it, and they execute it to the best of their ability. Even the pinch runners, they come in, and they're focused on just running. They're not mad that they're not getting at bats. They're not frustrated that they're only there to pinch run. They're focused on running and being the best base runner they can be. And I think that's what makes the Fitch program really great right now, is they have a bunch of kids that buy in.
Absolutely, and there is no weak link in that chain whatsoever.
No, I don't think anyone's batting below 350 in that lineup.
Oof.
And most of them are batting 450 or higher. So,
can you imagine?
I mean, Alyssa Melodi's batting 600.
Yeah, can you imagine the person's like, "Hey, I'm hitting 350." Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah,
you're at the bottom of the lineup. What?
Oh man,
that is a juggernaut. Oh, and by the way, if we're getting 4 runs, we can pretty much celebrate because we got a pitcher on the mound that doesn't give anything up.
What's crazy is there are a lot of teams in Division I that are just as good.
Oof.
And that's a
frightening thought.
That's what makes Division I so hard to get through.
Yeah, well, I mean, Walsh Jesuit is seeded number 2. I mean, in a perfect world, I would have loved to have seen what they did against Ursuline.
I've seen them play. I saw them early in the season. They smacked Boardman around.
Yeah.
Their lineup is ridiculous. They have 2 Division I players in their lineup that are going to Division I to hit, not to pitch, but to hit, which is something you don't see a lot in this area of softball. This area doesn't have a lot of. If you get guys going Division I in this area, it's usually pitchers. Mm-hmm. Lydia Spalding being a great example.
Sure.
Now, Lydia Spalding's no slouch at the plate, but Penn State wants her because of her arm.
Of course.
But Walsh has a couple of people that Division I coaches want them because of their bat and because of what they can do at the plate. And I've seen them in person. They're very formidable.
Painesville Riverside is the 3 seed.
And that's the only team that has beaten Fitch this year, by the way.
Yeah. Massillon Perry is the 4. North Canton Hoover, who was in this Austintown tournament, is number 5. Green is 6. New Philadelphia, born and raised on the Red Browns. Okay, we're going to go.
He messed it up.
Yeah, I know. That's whatever. New Philadelphia will be number 7. Chardon is 8. Eastlake North is 9. Boardman is 10. Mentor's 12. I mean, Boardman's got to play Mentor in the assuming they get past their opponent. Well, no, actually, they don't have an opponent. They get the winner of Brush and Mentor in the
So Mentor has to get by Brush.
district or in the sectional championship game. So Mentor has to get past.
That's why,
Brush.
like, most people don't make shirts for sectional championships, but in Division I you can do it because even in a sectional you earned it because of the deepness of Division I. So, Boardman sectional champs in volleyball.
Yeah.
Most were, oh man, we won one game. It's Division IV. Why are you? But in Division I, you earned a sectional championship.
Well, the talent
absolutely.
level is there. That's no question. The talent level is there. But it does look pretty nice on a resume when you say, hey, I've coached 22 years and we won a sectional championship in 20 of those years. Oh, okay. That's pretty impressive. And then you take the elevator ride from here all the way down here. How many district titles did you win? Not 20.
Not 20. Let's just go with that.
Not 20. Probably closer in the realm of 10,
But like
maybe 9.
If you've won 20 sectional championships, and let's say you've won 8 district championships,
that's not
and
bad.
you've gotten to 13 district title games.
That's not bad.
That's a pretty good resume.
That's a pretty good resume. And then let's say of those 8 district championships, you go to 4 regional finals. You win 2 of them. That means you've gone to state twice.
And you've won 1 state championship.
And you win a state championship and finish runner-up the other one. Okay, I'll take that resume.
Right, I'll take it all day.
Yeah, I'll take that resume.
As long as it includes 1 state championship. Give me one.
Look, I mean,
give me one.
If you win a state championship, your program is automatically royalty for the next 5 years or 4 years until the kids that were part of it have moved on.
And if they do their job, then it will continue because they're supposed to instill that standard into the brains of the players that come before them so they can carry on that torch of this is the standard that we need to be at, and that's how programs succeed. That's how Champion got to where they are because they won a state championship and they didn't let it plateau after that. The leaders kept leading and it kept getting to where the young players said, I want to play for Champion because they win state championships, and that's their standard, and I want to be a part of that. And now we're sitting here with, I believe, 9 state championships as a program, 6 of them from Cheryl Weaver.
And I believe that they are either tied or they have surpassed Cardinal Mooney as the most prolific championship team in our area.
Right.
So, now
they'll still be heard of. I don't care what seed they are, where they're at. They're going to be heard of in this tournament.
God, yeah.
Because I've said it before, I think Champion's going to turn on this switch in their brains when tournament time comes. And it's going to be a different Champion than we've seen in the regular season. They've been up and down this year because they're young. They've had some struggles.
Also played some pretty good opponents.
They've had some struggles. They got beat around by Ursuline. That's okay. I think when tournament comes around, they're going to be a real tight team. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes themselves, so if you beat Champion, you're going to have to beat Champion. You're not going to see Champion make a lot of errors or put some pitches in the belt high, middle of the zone kind of deal. I think they're going to lock down.
Now, we were talking about the cachet that you have as a state champion for the next 3 or 4 years.
That's another thing. I don't care whether people are going to be nervous to play them.
Oh, of course.
Like, it's going to be, it's Champion. And then they're going to get tight.
We don't want to bring up the team that did that earlier in the year, but there are teams that do that.
Right.
Oh, we're playing Champion? Oh, God, it's Champion. Right. Well, I mean, it's just, you have to deal with it.
You kind of walk into the field with this, like, Empire, cachet where, like, the Death March is playing. And other teams are like, oh God.
Yeah. Well, look, Darth Vader hasn't shown up yet, so let's not worry about them quite yet.
In that analogy, Cheryl Weaver is Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, is she going to be calling in on the MP Vivo
Hey,
heating and air
there's
conditioning
nothing
hotline
wrong.
and saying, I find your
lack of faith in us disturbing.
I find your lack of faith
find
in
your
the
lack of faith
champion
disturbing.
Golden Flash is disturbing. Off with your head.
Well, you just went from Star Wars to Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, well,
That
there
was
you
going
go.
Good.
It's
Real good, man.
But how about the non... With track and field, it's a little bit different because you can win a state championship in track and field, but you also have to be really blessed in certain events. I mean, I know when Leetonia had their 3-year run, my senior year would have been Arnold Brooks' sophomore year and Curtis Brooks' freshman year, and they were two kids that finished consistently in the top 5 in the state of Ohio in the 100 and 200. So you knew you were going to get a certain amount of points from those two events, from these two kids, and then you tack on a couple of kids that are pretty quick at Leetonia, and you wind up getting a reasonably fast 400 or 4x100 meter relay, the 400 meter relay. So you're going to get points there. And in 82, my senior year, we were the 3rd best track team. In 83, we were the 2nd best track team. And in 84, they wound up winning the State A or Class A state championship in track and field. But after Curtis Brooks graduated, that was it. That was the last that you heard, by and large, in terms of a threat to win a state championship. That threat went out the window when those two kids graduated from high school. So it's a little different with track and field. You better be fortunate to have multiple athletes doing multiple things.
The other thing about track and field is you might not win a state championship as a team, but you can have a runner win a state championship individually.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a lot of that going along too.
Yeah, I mean, we had, Lord, we have had some kids win state championships in various events. I think Sarah Leffler won a state title in the shot put. I know modern day Krista Perry has a really good chance to possibly go to Columbus and win a state championship in shot.
I think last night or maybe Wednesday night she won the Columbiana County MVP for the field.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's something else. What an athlete!
Oh man, there's no question. And Crestview's boys have a legitimate chance to win a state championship with their team.
Crestview's track and field team is girls and boys, but especially the boys as a team, always been top notch for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah,
so.
it's a fun program to watch.
They have a beautiful track, so they better have a good team.
Well, it goes right along with the beautiful football field that they got. That was one of those. This is in the deal to get the football field because I know Girard, when they got their football field, I had just moved back into the area, and we moved into Girard where I was about 150, 200 yards away from the football stadium, and I would walk up there and walk that track. Oh my God, that track is gorgeous.
South Range too. I mean, when South Range built a new field, they needed a track because for years with Coach Nummergut, that team ran extremely well, but they could never host a track meet because their track at North Lima just didn't cut it. They couldn't host a track meet there.
Yeah.
Now they can, and this brings your program a little bit of more cachet.
Yeah, way back in the day, they used to run on cinders. That the smaller schools would run on cinders.
Now we're using way back.
Oh well,
properly,
I mean,
right?
you're going early '80s. The program ran on cinders, and Palestine had cinders until the mid '80s, but whenever the kids from Leetonia would make the jump to Fitch in the district tournaments or the sectionals and districts were held at Fitch for Class A. Everyone would be losing their mind because we don't have to run on the crappy cinders anymore. We got a nice surface here.
This is what running actually feels like?
Yeah, exactly. So when Arnold Brooks was running these ridiculously great 100-meter dashes, we're all looking around going, what the hell?
I guarantee Aaron Brooks was like, he gets up to the blocks and he feels the pavement or the surface, and he looks around and he goes, you guys are screwed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he was unbelievable.
Because I'm fast on cinder. Now I'm on this nice track. You're toast.
He was unbelievable. Hey,
want to see me run this lap? Want to see me do it again?
He was racing against Carlos Snow. I think it was his senior year. Carlos Snow, obviously, Buckeye running back, pretty quick, and Arnold destroyed him in a 100-meter dash. We beat him by 5 yards. I was just like looking at this, going, okay, we're not gonna utter a word to Carlos because he's a big boy. I was just like, yeah, you pretty much kicked his ass.
Dang, Carlos, he just kicked your butt, man.
and then he turned around and did it again in the 200, and we were like, okay, yeah, you at this point you just need to walk away.
At that point, he's in Carlos's head. He looks around at 200.
Well, it was.
Do it again, boy.
Yeah, and it was basically the difference between Leetonia beating Cincinnati Cape for the 1984 state championship.
Cincinnati Cape. No capes today.
Yeah. Cincinnati Academy of Physical and
Give
Education.
me the cape. I earned it.
Yeah. We won a state championship. Kids come back home. They're riding the fire truck. They had the little parade.
And now we get the fire truck, but I want to see students ride the fire truck.
Oh, the students were riding the fire truck. One of them was hammering on the whistle. It was pretty cool. It was a really, really good time. I went down there to watch it and got back home before the kids got back home, and everyone who wasn't there knew that our kids had won the state championship. So they had a makeshift parade through the main street of Leetonia, went all the way up to the old school, which is now where the library is, and everyone was lining the streets. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. It was like, this was just out of the blue makeshift because, well, this team just won a state championship. So,
back then,
all right, let's have a parade.
Hey, we won a state championship.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? No, we did. Let's put something on. Okay, let's go.
Let's have a parade. So people are lining the streets. What the hell's going on? Oh, these kids just won a state championship. Really? Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, 330-886-0813. We're back in a bit.
Please call us.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
This is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of pre-owned vehicles. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your pre-owned vehicle and much more. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their pre-owned vehicle at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
No matter what the weather, be prepared with a reliable, efficient Rude gas furnace or air conditioner from MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Call your energy-efficient expert, MP Vivo, today for a free estimate.
Here at MP Vivo, we rely on Rude, and so should you.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Rain will come and go tomorrow. There'll be some dry intervals.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Myers Family Insurance knows the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
"60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love."
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Bad credit, no problem. I can get you approved for a low-interest loan and maybe even a low-payment lease on a new car at the #1 Chevy dealership in Trumbull County for 3 years in a row. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved or come see me, Tony Page, to get a new vehicle today. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
Welcome back to a Thursday edition of Running Point. Ron Potesta with you alongside Anthony Hartwig. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business, 330-886-0813. Before we get into back into the local sports, Albert Pujols, the word is out now that the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim are planning on releasing Albert Pujols. 86 at-bats with the Angels, hitting a .198, 5 homers, 12 runs batted in. This is a guy that has hit 667 lifetime home runs. He's driven in over 2,100 runs. He has a lifetime batting average of .298. And you and I talked a little bit about this.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
He's no question. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think early on there was talk maybe he was part of the juicer gang, but no way. As far as I'm concerned, once he gets through waivers, because I don't think anyone is going to ever want to touch that albatross of a contract. So
St. Louis, do the right thing.
Exactly. Once he clears waivers, the 72 hours, and then that contract is all about the Anaheim Angels and no one else. St. Louis needs to call this man up and say, listen, this is your last year. Everyone knows this is going to be your last year. Come back home. You're not going to play first base every day because Paul Goldschmidt is there. But this guy can be a monster coming off the bench as a right-handed pinch hitter.
Hey, pinch hitting is Albert Pujols.
And oh, by the way, every now and then he can play first base. More importantly, I think that this would finally be the closure for an organization that took a lot of crap when Albert Pujols left St. Louis to go to Anaheim and get the money. I think this would be a perfect landing spot for Pujols, and Well, St. Louis is in first place right now. I think it would be pretty cool if the Cardinals,
Imagine
not at
if we-
the expense of the Indians, but if the Cardinals were to win a World Series, that would be pretty cool.
For that, I mean, imagine just to get Albert Pujols back in the playoffs, because he didn't get there as an Angel because
No.
the Angels were bad.
Yeah.
So to get Albert Pujols back in the playoffs, that would be a really good thing.
Yeah, and the Angels still have to pay this guy unless there's a team stupid enough to
We'll pick it
claim
up.
him within the next 3 days. I'll guarantee you one team
Cleveland
that won't
Indians.
is the Cleveland Indians, because they don't spend money on anybody.
Wouldn't that be funny if they looked around and said, "Oh, we won't spend money"?
Oh, hang on a second. We actually have a few dimes
We'll
running
take 'em.
around here. Yeah, we'll take them.
Be a good addition to your lineup, and then Jake Bowers would be shivering in his boots because you're replaced almost instantly at first base.
Yeah, but I think the guy that would be really ticked off is Bobby Bradley, who's patiently waiting down in Columbus now. 2 games in, they've played 2 minor league games, and he's already striking out at an incredibly awful rate.
Oh, don't bring up strikeouts. The Royals struck
it's-
out 10 times from the 5th inning on last night.
Well, I mean, that bullpen does throw hard. I'm just saying, and you didn't see Clase last night, which was
Because
weird.
Valley Sports is weird. No, I mean, I couldn't watch the game.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
It was so frustrating.
Yeah,
I
so
don't want to talk
Karinchak is he throws pretty hard, and then Clase throws even harder because he throws triple digits. I mean, it just that's a completely different bullpen than last year, where everyone wasn't throwing hard, and you got away with location, and then toward the tail end of the year, everyone started just destroying this bullpen because they lost their location. Well, now these guys, the top 3 throw mid upper 90s and low 100s. Ooh, that's a frightening bullpen. So anyway, Albert Pujols is going to get released by the Angels, and I'll be interested after the 72-hour waiver claim is complete. I'll be real curious to see if the St. Louis Cardinals try to make an effort to get him back to St. Louis, and I would love to see the reaction from the Cardinals fans if Pujols is a St. Louis Cardinal the first time they play at Busch. What kind of a response he would get? I would imagine it would be a rather lengthy ovation by the Cardinal fans.
I would think so. I would hope so, because he's done a lot for that franchise. It still feel like when I think Albert Pujols, I don't think of him in an Angels uniform. I
No.
would think of him as in a Cardinals.
Yep.
So I think it would be a great fit. And once again, not a lot of easy wins in sports. This one's an easy.
Yeah,
win.
this is a slam dunk. As far as I'm concerned, this is a slam dunk. And Pujols still has power. I mean, he has 5 home runs. Granted, he's not hitting. He's hitting below the Mendoza line, but
Yeah, but you don't expect it. I mean, you're bringing him in to hit home runs at this point in his career. He's not going to hit for average at this point.
No.
So you bring him in for the power and the RBIs. 5 home runs in 1 month and change, not bad.
Although I still would love to see him wind up being a 300 hitter lifetime.
Yeah,
but it's not
but if
going
he
to
can
happen.
if he hits like 250 this year, maybe he can boost that up to.
Well, no, he's got to hit over 298 in order for him to boost the average up, because right now his lifetime average is 298. So I don't think there's any chance that he's going to have that average up to
in Busch
300.
Stadium, every time there's an error, just give him a hit.
There you
Just
go.
give him a hit. It's it.
Oh, wait a second. The ball went clearly off his glove. We don't care. It's a hit.
It was hit hard. It's a hit.
It's a hit.
He overthrew for his base.
It's a hit.
But he made him range over. It was a good, it wouldn't have gotten him anyway. It was a hit.
Yeah.
He was halfway down the line. Nope.
Yeah, it's a hit.
It's a hit.
It's a hit. Sorry. It's a hit. And it's not like, what do we have? In terms of hits, speaking of, he has over 3,000 hits. Most are for home runs. So he's at 667. Kind of doubt he's going to hit
Can't get to
33
700.
more home
he
runs.
Probably won't get to 700.
Yeah, that's probably
Unless he
out
came
of
back
the
for one
question.
more year just to get to 700.
Well, either that or unless Goldschmidt went down with an injury and then Pujols decided to go back to his prime and start tanking home runs left and right. But I don't see that happening. But I think it would be a great sign for the Cardinals if nobody else signs him after the 72 hours. And I don't think anyone will, because if you do, you're responsible for that contract, and Artie Moreno should be responsible for that. He's the guy that made that ridiculous deal. He should be the guy that's going to have to pay Pujols all that money.
Right.
That's yet another reason why you don't sign guys past a certain time period. It's just, it doesn't work. This contract has been an albatross around Anaheim's neck for the last 5 years. It just,
and you keep using albatross. It's a big word for a Thursday.
Yeah, I know. It kind of is.
Albatross. Where's your thesaurus? You holding that under
No. It's it's using my.
Ron's thinking of thesaurus under the table. Don't worry.
No, I'm not hiding anything.
If he starts using words like crepuscular, then we're in trouble.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
Exactly.
What the hell does that mean? Are you insulting me over here?
Maybe.
Oh, Lordy.
Crepuscular.
330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline, open for business. All right, so we spoke with Jeff DeRose, the head softball coach at South Range, earlier today. Steve Ward was kind enough to give us a few minutes of his time, the head softball coach at Austintown Fitch. Obviously, these two teams, we're going to be looking at these two teams in terms of how much success they can have as we go through the tournaments. Realistically, we could probably be talking to about 3 or 4 other coaches in the YSN family, because if everything falls into place, realistically, there are a pretty small amount, but a good amount of teams that could make a relatively deep run in the tournament.
I think Canfield has a good shot to make a run in Division II. Poland has been there before. In 2019, they went to the state semifinals, so I wouldn't count them out. South Range, of course, champion in that district. Ursuline, duh. I think McDonald has a good shot. Lisbon has a good shot in the Warren district, I think, even though they're the 4 seed.
The beautiful thing I like about Division II is Canfield and Poland chose opposite districts.
Right.
Yeah, so
I think because they played each other and Canfield won that game handily, they just decided, let's just...
Yeah, so Canfield goes into the Hubbard district as the 2 seed, and they go right after Marlington, which, again, that's a very interesting strategy, because normally the 2 seed can be the top dog all on their own on the other district.
And then someone that Poland has to watch out for in that Jefferson district is West Branch. West Branch is starting to find a real solid groove. I mean, we talked about their wins against Mcnevin last night. Jordan Anderson threw a perfect game last week. Their lineup is starting to hit from 1 to 9 instead of just being Jordan Anderson and Sidney Mercer show like it was a little bit halfway through the year. I think the West Branch is very dangerous as a 5 seed.
Oh, I don't think there's any question. They're a team that I would not want to play in the districts right now, because this team is starting to find itself.
Maybe the best hitting pitcher of the area, Jordan Anderson. I mean, she can mash at the plate as far as her hitting ability, and then she can throw a perfect game. I mean, a lot of hitters that can hit in this area. I mean, Bree Kohler's one of them. She's hitting in the 400s with, I think, like 4 or 5 home runs. But Jordan Anderson is a pitcher who can rake, and whether or not she's going to help her own cause, she leads off, which I think is brilliant to have her in the leadoff spot for that West Branch lineup. I love putting one of your best hitters in the leadoff spot, because then right to start off the game, that pitcher is pressured. You can't pitch around her because you can't have a leadoff walk, and you're getting your best hitter more at bats.
Well, you could do a leadoff walk. I mean, if you feel confident enough to get rid of the other 3 hitters and get out of the first inning unscathed.
Give the Barry Bonds treatment, where you just say, I don't care what the result is, we're not letting you.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds would walk with the bases loaded because we'd rather give up 1 run than have him hit.
Well, they actually had one manager do that,
I know.
where they sat back and said, nah, we're going to intentionally walk you. But bases are loaded. Well,
1
we don't
run,
care.
better than 4.
Yeah, we don't care.
Get the next guy to hit into a double play. We give up 1 run, and we're good.
I was really interested in looking at the Division II districts, and again, the Hubbard district is where the top seed is.
There's another team, by the way, Hubbard, who I believe is a 7, playing at home.
Yeah.
Hubbard's been dangerous all year. I mean, Isabella O'Brien, a freshman pitcher that a lot of these teams are going to have a solid book on. Haley Croyle is going to Akron next year, so she's going to be a solid hitter in the lineup. And besides that one series at South Range where they kind of faltered a little bit. Hubbard has looked very impressive all season. They swept West Branch in a doubleheader. Still have to play Poland next week, so we're going to see how they do with that. I think Hubbard is a team that can be a major sleeper in the tournament.
Well, I mean, you look at the top 2 seeds decided, well, Marlington was in the Hubbard district, and Canfield said, well, I'll go to the Hubbard district. And then all of a sudden, Aurora, the 3, Poland's the 4, West Branch is the 5, Mogador Field is the 6. They're like, yep, we'll go to Jefferson. And then Hubbard said, well, we're not going anywhere. This is our field.
Right,
and
why would you not go?
We're going to stay home. Okay, call me crazy, but Hubbard in their own facility hosting a district tournament.
This is not a knock to Canfield or Marlington, but I think Hubbard can compete with both of them. I would not be shocked if Hubbard won that district.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form.
They've had some bad luck. I mean, remember, Ursuline walked them off. Ursuline won 8-7. And we're all talking about Ursuline as one of the best teams in the state, period.
Yeah.
And Hubbard took them to the last out. So Hubbard is dangerous.
Yeah.
Hubbard is dangerous.
Always sit back and look at the top 2 seeds. Just beware of that 7 seed that happens to be lurking right now.
And they're hosting too, so
and they're hosting, and they know the stadium better than anyone. So
know all the ground rules.
That's.
I've never been to Hubbard for a softball game. That's going to have to be somewhere I go to for the tournaments.
There you go. Well, Lord knows you're going to see some pretty good softball. I mean, Lakeview is 16. They're underseeded.
Yeah, they played South Range tough the first time, and then Jeff DeRose, Reagan Schick pitched really well against them. It was 4-2 until Lakeview decided to kind of square up, give some other pitchers some experience, and South Range was able to hit them up. But with Reagan Schick pitching, Lakeview did a pretty good job managing South Range. I believe it was 4-2 when she left the game, and really, Lakeview had the bases loaded with 2 outs and one of their best hitters up to the plate. South Range did a good job of getting her out. But if Maggie Pavlansky gets a hit there with the bases loaded, then that could be a whole different game. I mean, 2-run score, maybe 3, and Lakeview goes up 5-4. All of a sudden, maybe they decide to leave Reagan Schick in because they have a legitimate chance to beat South Range. Who knows?
Girard is a 9 seed. And, this speaks volumes to this tournament that they're a 9 seed.
Girard beat Poland 3-1. So,
Salem, they've struggled this year a little bit, and they're toward the bottom of the bracket. They'll be at Streetsboro in the first round of the tournament, and then Southeast is at Painesville-Harvey, and Painesville-Harvey is the 12 seed. The top 2 seeds are in this Hubbard district, but some of the other schools said, okay, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 6 are in Jefferson. We'll take our chances over here with the top 2 seeds, and it's clearly Hubbard isn't scared, and neither are some of these other teams lurking in the top 10.
No, I think that's going to be a very scary bracket for the top seeds because once again, like South Range's district, it's not going to be a walkthrough even on your half of the bracket. So we're going to have to see the top seeds really put their best foot forward.
Yeah, and then you get rid of the Hubbard district, and you go over to Jefferson. It's an absolute free-for-all because Aurora is there, Poland's there, West Branch is there, Field is there. That's the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 6. Perry is there. That's the 8. And West Geauga is there, the 10. So that's a deep tournament all of a sudden. Yeah, that's just become a really deep tournament.
Scary deep.
Yeah, then you go Division 3, and obviously people wanted to skirt away from Ursuline.
Skirt.
Yeah. So the
top 4, like to DeRose's credit, the 4 and the 5 didn't. I mean, they stayed right there.
Well, I mean, when the 2 and the 3 goes to Jefferson, the 4 and 5 playing each other. If it's chalk in the district semifinals, the winner of that game would go to the district championship game. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for Columbiana or Crestview to be Ursuline's opponent, assuming it's chalk in the district championship at LeBray, or I'm sorry, at YSU. So it's It's not a bad strategy for Columbiana or Crestview. Yeah, you're going to be going up against arguably the best team in the area, but everyone else decided to go to LeBray, so you have an opportunity, if you play your cards right, to be a district runner-up. Where some of these teams that decided to get away from LeBray may not even get to the district championship game because there's a lot more talent over in that district than there is coming into the Youngstown district.
And like you said, I mean, we're going to get, if it plays out right, we're going to get a Crestview versus Columbiana district semifinal.
Oh, please, 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 please. I want to see that. I so want to see that. I miss the bantering
For the
back
first
and
time in
forth.
a while, we won't see Crestview South Range.
No, definitely not. That's kind of weird because that rivalry, it
was starting to spark up a little bit.
Well, I mean, when you play each other in every sport,
right?
It's in come tournament time. It's absolutely.
And, it was actually 4 in a row because it was volleyball back in 2019, then basketball in 2019, then softball. And then this year in volleyball, it was South Range Crestview.
And had Crestview beaten Brookfield, which they had done every single time,
right?
Had they beaten them in the district semifinals, you would have gone in another district championship matchup with Crestview and South Range. So it would have been interesting.
Do you think their girls' programs are good?
Just a tiny little bit. Tiny little bit. And then you get Division 4. You know Matthews is good. They just are. They're good. I mean, now the question, and a lot of people have wondered.
The question is, are they ready?
Yeah, a lot of people have wondered who has Matthews played this year. We'll find out how good they are in the tournament, but they're the number 1 seed, and they're top 5 in the state of Ohio. Not according to the AP poll, but according to the coaches poll.
Yeah, and there is no
they're
AP
top
poll.
5. So there is a lot more cachet to a coaches poll than there is to a media poll. Right. No offense,
But
we don't know nearly as much as the coaches.
The same thing with the AP as the coaches. There are a lot of coaches that don't see it and this going on record because if you're not playing them or you're not in their area, then what can you do? The coaches don't have time to dig into their stats. So they're just voting based on record, just like the AP does.
Well, I mean, with all the networking that the coaches do, I'm sure that every coach knows someone in a particular part of the state where maybe they can call and say.
The same argument for the AP though, like journalists from Columbus probably know at least someone that writes for Mahoning.
Well, I don't know if the journalist part is accurate because how many people are going to be going from one part of the state to another part of the state to write high school sports?
I would expect the AP people. This doesn't happen, but you would expect the writers to put in more effort to kind of search for how good these teams are than the coaches, because the coaches have a whole other job to do, which is actually coach their team. The writers' only job is to make this vote and make it at least worth something. So I think they would be the ones that you would expect to put in the extra effort, but we know they don't because we know the AP poll is kind of.
Well, I mean, it's based on
They look at records.
Yeah, and it's based on the reputation of a team.
But the writers could, if they wanted to, just call up.
Oh, of course.
And be like, "Hey, who does this team play? How good? You've seen."
And I'm
them.
sure that there have been some writers that do that. And how have they gotten it wrong more often than not?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, case in large point, we hate to piss off anyone from Massillon, but
geez, here it comes.
You won all these paper mythical state championships prior to 1972, and Massillon hasn't won anything in the football field since when the playoffs started. That's the poster child for YSN. Because they haven't won a state title
Here come the
since
emails.
the playoffs.
Here come the emails.
I mean, I'm not saying it to be a
Dear YSN.
Yeah, I'm not saying it to be a smart aleck.
I do not agree with Ron.
I mean, I'm just stating.
Exclamation mark.
I'm just stating an obvious fact that they haven't won a state title since the playoffs started in 1972.
But they look good. So.
Well, they look good, but
is great.
They look good. The school is top notch. I mean, the stadium is. and they have a tiger, which is pretty cool.
No one else has a tiger.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they literally have a tiger.
Oh,
I mean, that's pretty
They
cool.
literally have a live tiger.
They literally have a live tiger in a cage, and for the longest time, they used to have that tiger hang out in the cage, watching his beloved masculine tigers, and that's pretty cool. I'd be like,
call that intimidation.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if LSU brought Mike the Tiger, just walked him on the football field, like on a leash, like before the game.
Well,
and then he got some look at all the other players like, you step this line, I'm gonna eat you.
Don't put him in front of Uga.
Well, Uga's man, I would.
Well, yeah, I know you would. You would probably be doing that and then getting a phone call from the Humane Society after a while.
Remember when Uga was charged by the Texas Longhorn?
Oh yeah,
that was fun.
Good Lord.
So
yeah, animal.
I would never want Uga to get hurt.
No.
It's not his fault. He gets dressed up by an ugly, uniform and everything. He has no control over it.
No, okay. Spoken like a Georgia Tech fan.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Wow, I hate.
I just don't. I've never been a fan of bulldogs. To me, I know a lot of people think they're like cute or whatever. It's like, to me, they're not my
Well,
and it has nothing to do with
I get it, but
to me, I'm like, ugh.
Bulldog or Yellow Jacket. I don't want to get stung by anything, so that's automatically kicked out. Give me the Bulldog.
Bitten and get a flesh-eating disease. That's a lot better than one little sting.
Well, the Bulldog isn't going to bite me. I mean, if I have some treats, he's not going to bite me.
The whole point of a Bulldog is that he's mean and aggressive, and that's why he's intimidating as a mascot, right?
Well, to all the ball of how you raise the Bulldog.
No, we're not judging.
The Bulldog could turn over and say, "Here, rub my belly."
I said it wasn't my species of dog, and you comparing it to my Yellow Jackets, you're like not even in the same species.
Well, that's true. That's true. I'm just saying that
I will take Smokey over Uga any day. The Hound Dog for Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Bulldog.
Well,
fan.
just based on the fact that he howls.
I got to pet Smokey once, and I was petting him. I was like, I thought he'd be a little bit more coarse, and they go, no, this dog gets bathed more than you do. And I was like, oh, okay. Like they take care of that dog.
Oh yeah.
And why not? I mean, he's your mascot.
He's your mascot. I'd much rather have a mascot as a dog than a clown dressed up as a Buckeye. I don't know what the hell that is, but. And God bless the person who does Brutus, because he is a pretty cool looking. Head. But he is a pretty cool looking mascot. It's just
plus I don't know if it's a current mascot, but the guy he was kicking field goals in the Brutus costume.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Making
there you go.
I mean, he's a good. I think Urban Meyer was like, "Can you come walk on as a kicker? Can you get the mascot off?"
No. Keep the mascot on.
Yeah, we're gonna just bring on the mascot. Come on.
And Brutus Buckeye is attempting a 40-yard field goal?
Wide right. Oh, Brutus.
Boo. Hey, we're going to throw him out now. Sorry, Brutus, you've been released.
Get off the field.
330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline open for business. Still. I'd much rather have my Notre Dame guy. Yeah, he dresses up kind of funny, but,
I always feel like his clothes are too small for him.
Well, he's a leprechaun.
I know, but he's like he's like a tiny, like, at least dress up like a leprechaun, but have your clothes fit, because obviously you're not tiny, but your clothes are tiny, and it's like you look like a man-child.
I want to see him jump into a pot of gold, but apparently if you had the pot of gold, you'd have a mad rush of people coming onto the field.
That, and contrary to Scrooge McDuck, gold hurts. It is not a liquid. And if you jump in it, it will hurt a lot, because you're jumping into a pile of solid coins, not a pile of coins that magically turn into water when you jump in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if you want to see that happen to your mascot, then you're some kind of dark person.
Oh, I'm not saying a bucket full of coins. I mean, just little bit of coins, and
I just want to see like a rainbow.
Kind of like what Ezekiel Elliott did when he jumped into the Salvation Army, the Salvation Army tin thing.
Right.
That was hilarious. That was a few years ago.
I
But it
need to
was
see
hilarious.
like a rainbow over Notre Dame Stadium, and then have the leprechaun hold on a minute, and then run out to because I got to go protect my gold.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Sometimes.
Then wheel in the pot of gold. Yeah.
I gotta. I mean, if anyone finds this, the other leprechauns will never let me live it down.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, sorry, guys. That's a publicity stunt waiting to happen. If it's pouring down rain, the rain stops. There's the rainbow, and you get the leprechaun to go and run out, and you have a little barrel with a
comes out like this.
Yeah, little barrel with his pot, and he puts the wheelbarrow in with the pot, get a little bit of gold in there. Yeah,
Another thing would be great. Like he goes in the stands, he sits down, pulls out a bowl, and then has some Lucky Charms. Looking at people like.
Don't judge me.
And then some kids run down the stairs, and he has to run away from them.
Marketing 101 with Anthony and Ron.
Those kids are brutal. They're trying to constantly steal cereal. That's not a message I want to send to my kids.
No. Well, listen, some of the kids that were brutalizing our mascots through the years.
Trying to steal Lucky's Lucky Charms. Come on, man.
No.
That ain't cool.
No, that's not cool
These
at
little
all.
kids are jerks.
Some of the little kids were getting a little aggressive when some of the mascots that I had gone through, thankfully, they every once in a while when you're working, you get to do a lot of stuff in the game. So pulling tarp is a prerequisite. But they're if you're not doing a game, they'll want you to do some other stuff.
Please tell me they put you in a mascot.
They tried to, and for once. This became an ally. I said, there is no way you can get any of that stuff over this. They're like, if we can, do you wear it? I said, yeah, sure. I'll wear it.
That's where it doesn't fit, and they get out a buzzsaw and they just cut the whole bit.
Yeah, well,
no. It'll fit.
Yeah, that's not happening. Bad enough I had to wear a pair of...
What was the mascot going to be? Like, what was it?
Oh, it was the Diamond Jacks mascot was a bearish cartoon figure... cuddly thing that everyone loved.
Oh, we want to see Poe Bear.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
No, nobody want to see no Poe Bear.
You went to Latonia. You got to be Latonia's mascot at least once.
We never had one.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah, we never had one.
I'm gonna find you guys a live grizzly bear on campus.
Oh no, we had a really cool looking ceramic one.
It's okay. The bear's trained. You're fine.
Get Yogi.
He's always got blood on his teeth. He's fine.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He just had some.
Don't look him in the eye. Don't do that.
He had some meat, and he's fine now.
Don't look at the eye. Whatever you do, just don't run away from this cage. Then we have to deal with a lot of stuff.
The owner of the team, because when we were the Cubs affiliate, they would have me do the 7th inning stretch because I do a dead-on Harry Carey impersonation. So we would have me do the 7th inning stretch, and the owner, I don't know where he found these. I don't know how, if he made them. It was weird. Oversized pair. Really oversized.
Really?
We're talking gigantic black rimmed glasses where Harry Carey used to have the blue tint, the light sky blue tint. And he said, here, try these on. And I'm like, the glasses are like this big. Where the rims were just huge and whatnot, and he says, try this on. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's like one of those things that you would get over at an amusement park that's like 2 times, 3 times bigger than your face.
Right.
Well, I put these on, and he's like, perfect. He says, you're going to do the 7th inning stretch with those things on. I'm like, hey, he writes my checks, whatever. What can go wrong? It was hilarious. You just get this already fat head and these ginormous glasses, and I'm doing the 7th inning stretch, singing like Harry Carey. It was beautiful. Yeah.
I want to get those glasses for you for an episode of Writing Point.
I had them, and
you lost.
Oh no, I gave them away when I quit the after the 2009 season. I knew I didn't want to come back. I gave the glasses to someone and said, here. Have fun with it. Yeah, that was No thanks.
Per shame.
No, it's just, it ran its course. It should have stopped after our affiliation with the Cubs. I mean, it didn't make any sense for us to do the 7th inning stretch with Harry Carey as a Mariners affiliate. The hell does Harry Carey have to do with the Mariners?
It's baseball Americana.
Yeah,
guys,
just,
we're doing
it was perfect when we were the Cubs affiliate, but not so much as a Mariners affiliate or a Diamondbacks affiliate or a move to Altoona and you're a Pirates affiliate. It doesn't make any sense. Ay. All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business. We actually have games today, mainly because the sun is out. I mean, it's a little chilly, but the sun is out, and we're actually going to have games today. Anthony will go through those games, and we'll hopefully take some phone calls in a bit. Stick around. It's a Thursday edition of Running Point, presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Erin Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience and comprehensive wealth strategy, we assist our clients attain their goals. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit WRSWealthAdvisors.com. Good luck, athletes.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
For heating, cooling, and indoor air quality, the Mahoning Valley trusts MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning, offering worry-free repair, service, and installation. Call MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. We're your energy-efficient experts.
If If you're looking for a new Ford vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of new Ford models. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your new Ford. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their new Ford at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State 40 Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
Welcome back to a Thursday edition of Running Point. Ron Potesta with you alongside Anthony Hartwig. Again, a reminder, coming up 2 weeks from yesterday, May the 19th, the Mahoning Valley Scrappers are going to have an evening with Scrappers manager Coco Crisp. This will be on Wednesday, May the 19th, 2 weeks from yesterday, beginning at 6 p.m. at Eastwood Field. Tickets are $25. It includes food, drink, a question and answer session, an autographed photo, and each patron will have a one upper box ticket voucher. For more information, you can contact the Scrappers at 330-505-0000. And if you want tickets, you can call that number or go to the website mvscrappers.com. That's mvscrappers.com.
It'll be a fun time.
Should be. Should be a good time. And Coco Crisp is going to be the manager of the Mahoning Valley Scrappers. We should know in the next week or two the kids that are going to be playing for the Scrappers. I actually asked
before that, they have to release the kids that are going to be invited into the league, and,
yes.
then the Scrappers will be picking which team.
Yeah, because I asked Jordan Taylor, I said, what are the chances of Colin Floyd, who has had a great year for Youngstown State, what are the chances of him getting on this team? And he wouldn't say yes, he wouldn't say no, but he hinted that there was a better than average chance that Colin Floyd may very well be playing for the Mahoning Valley Scrappers. And to the credit of this league, it's going to be geographically friendly. So if, in fact, Colin Floyd does get invited and accepts the invitation from Prep Baseball Report, he would be a Mahoning Valley Scrapper.
Right.
Because he played in the
So it's not necessarily like the teams draft the players. They're kind of sent to the teams based on...
from a geographical standpoint, so you can see, this person played not too far away from here, or in Colin's case.
Most of the teams are in this little 4 or 5 state area in the northeast of Ohio, of USA.
Ohio,
West Virginia,
if Trenton is still a team, and they're saying that they're still going to have a team, even though minor league baseball is now in Trenton. Trenton would be a team that's in New Jersey, West Virginia, which is Morgantown, 3 hours to the south.
2 in Pennsylvania, right?
Williamsport State College, Frederick, Maryland, which is just outside of Baltimore and D.C., and Mahoning Valley.
So it's all in the northeast portion of the country.
Pretty much.
When you're sending players to teams, then what do you do with the players from Texas and Missouri?
Well, they would be drafted.
Then it's just whatever. Yeah. Okay, so the only players that are literally just say you're going to be here are the ones that are geographically
the ones that are geographically friendly. So if there's a couple of Buckeyes or anyone in the state of Ohio that is on the radar of Prep Baseball Report, my guess is they're going to be Scrappers.
Or West Virginia, because if they're in the southern part of Ohio, that might be more geographically...
Yeah, then it might be more geographically friendly to West Virginia. Absolutely. All right, we do have games today, and we have to say weather permitting, but it's been beautiful today. So
6 games on the network tonight. Both Mooney baseball and softball are going to be playing. I'll have the softball team as they host Boardman at the Field of Dreams, and Mooney baseball will be hosting Archbishop Hoban at Scene Park at 5 o'clock. Both those games at 5. Hubbard baseball versus Struthers will be called by Jamie Thompson, who does a great job for Hubbard. Lowville will be playing Heartland at Scene 3. That'll be at 5 o'clock as well. South Range will be hosting Girard baseball at 5 o'clock. I'm guessing that Brennan Miller will have that. He's been calling the South Range games. And then Camel will be the nightcap at Scene Park. They are hosting La Brea. That'll be at 7 o'clock. So all the games except the Campbell LeBray game at 7. All the other games are at 5.
There you go. So a small schedule, but a good schedule.
But it's a schedule,
and it is a
it's
schedule,
games.
and ultimately that's the bottom line. It is a schedule, which is more than we can say for the last couple of days because of Mother Nature. Yeah, and like it because tomorrow's kind of may very well be a wash again, unfortunately.
Hey, we don't know. The forecast could change.
Hopefully it does.
Let's be optimistic, Ron.
Yeah, hopefully it does. But when we, you'll be back on Monday. We should have the seedings and the complete information for the supersized district baseball tournaments. And, that's...
Once again, we want to give a congratulations to Ethan Anderson and Colin Mayer from Boardman, and then Mayer from LeBray, that are both signed to play for Marietta College for basketball yesterday. So congratulations to them, and we definitely look forward to keeping an eye on their career. Like you said earlier, Marietta just picked up 2 really good players from the area that they should have some fun with.
Yeah, that's Ethan Anderson will be a very nice addition. Well, both of them are, but Ethan Anderson will be a very, very nice addition to an already pretty solid Division III program in Marietta. We had Rob Schmidt on a couple of days ago talking about the fact that the Penguins will be without Naz Bohannon. He has decided to move on. He and Darius Quisenberry both have now decided to move on. So this is one thing we won't have to worry about the Penguins. There will not be much preseason hype with this team, and that's fine by me.
We don't know that because we don't know who they'll get. They can get in the transfer portal as much as they can lose from the transfer.
No, I get it, but I sincerely doubt there's going to be the preseason hype that we had coming into last year. And as far as I'm concerned, that's fine by me. I would love to be the team that sneaks up on folks like Cleveland State did last year.
You got to actually do the sneaking, though. You got to just be like, well, we're under the radar, we'll just stay here.
Yeah, well, no, you got to play some ball. And I still believe that the freshman class that they recruited last year, who are still going to be freshmen this year, because last year was the gimme year, I still believe that freshman class is the best class that Calhoun has recruited to this point. And I think that class is going to be the class that's going to get this basketball team where we should be.
The women are going to be a lot of buzz around them, and I think even though they lost a couple of players to not fifth-year transfers, they'll be fine. I know Neka Obiiser kind of hurts to lose.
Yeah, and
other than that,
she's going to UNLV, which is an interesting landing spot for her. You can say that she bet on herself. I was wondering if that was going to click on you or not.
It took a minute. Took a minute.
Yeah, she bet on herself. So she goes to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and that was solid, very, very solid. All right, Harold Ramirez just drove in the first run of the game for the Indians. They lead the Royals 1-0 in the second.
You just had to do it. You just had to do it. You had to tell me.
All I'm doing is updating the score.
Yeah.
Tristan McKenzie's pitching. You guys should be able to walk your way through a victory against Nuke Lelouch.
Also, congratulations to Julia Gorby from Boardman, who will be running at Norwich University in Vermont that we talked about earlier in the show. So she also signed yesterday with Ethan Anderson. As far as Boardman signing day. So congratulations to her. She'll be running cross country in Vermont, the great state of Vermont.
Ah, yes.
Has a lot of scenic ability to so I'm sure there's a lot of beautiful cross country trails.
That is a gorgeous state. If anyone's ever been there.
So don't get sidetracked looking at scenery while you're running.
Yeah, that is a gorgeous state. And let me backtrack. Harold Ramirez scored on an RBI base hit by Ahmad Rosario. So
it's the bottom of the lineup.
Yeah. So the Indians are off to a 1-0
If I hear
lead.
anyone complain about the Indians' offense for the rest of the season, I'll strangle them.
Well, they're starting to get better. I mean, kids are starting to hit now. So, it is what it is.
Expletive.
They're without Perez for the next 4 to 6 weeks because he broke his ring finger. So he's probably going to need surgery.
Make his
on
wife
that.
mad? Is that?
I don't know. I guess his honey-do list. He denied it, and
this finger is mine.
Yeah, this is what happens when you deny a honey-do list. I told you to do this.
I'm sorry.
Lordy. Alrighty, now that we've taken care of that, Yankees on top of the Astros, 3-1, fifth inning. I love the fact that, and Yankee fans are kind of sophomoric in some of the stuff they do, but the fact that they have just completely bombarded with the Astro players with boos and other things that we can't say. There was a chant going around Yankee Stadium a couple of nights ago. Bleep Altuve. Yeah.
Hey, you can boo him all you want. He just looks at you and says, "Ring, mine, not yours. Deal with it."
Yeah. I know.
And he can walk into the sunset knowing that he won.
And unfortunately, Manfred doesn't have the stones to sit back and go, "Ring, you didn't deserve it. You're not the world champs anymore."
Nope. Until he does.
Sad that he doesn't do that, unfortunately.
Yeah, until he does, he'll just say, "Hey, Aroldis Chapman, don't throw a hanging slider next time."
Yeah.
Sorry about your luck. I knew it was coming, but you still hung one.
There you go.
If you put it in your spot, even if I know it's coming, I can't hit it.
330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, open for business. Hopefully we get some baseball coaches tomorrow. We'll do that. Last week the word came down with the OHSAA expanding the tournament to 16 teams, and the OHSAA yesterday, I guess Bob Spate from Columbiana wasn't a happy camper with the announcement that membership dues are going to be in play. And what does that do for the smaller schools? How many sports are going to be eliminated because of that? I mean, it's a $50 charge. I would imagine there's going to be a...
You got to remember, I mean, okay, the OHSAA got hurt a little bit from COVID. The schools got hurt more.
Yeah.
Because they had maybe not even 50% of capacity in their football stadiums for their games. So their athletics department is not exactly swimming in money.
No. And $50 doesn't sound like an awful lot, but
when you multiply it by 8.
Yeah, if you have a bunch of sports.
And girls and boys basketball counts as 2, not 1 group together. So.
And you have to equal them because of Title IX. So if you have boys track, you got to have girls track. If you have boys basketball, you got to have girls basketball. So there's 4 sports. That's $200 right away. Girls volleyball is guys football. Boys and girls soccer.
Softball,
baseball.
You're starting to get it. And then a lot of schools have cross country.
There's 12 multiplied by 50. That's $600. That's a lot of change now. All of a sudden.
And a lot of schools have wrestling too.
Yeah, so
which is 13,
and bowling,
and that's a co-ed wrestling, so you're good with Title.
And bowling, so you have to, if you do boys bowling, you got to do girls bowling.
Well, yeah, I don't know if bowling. Some teams just say it's co-ed, and they just have one bowling team that girls and boys can be on.
I don't know if that's the case now or not.
Or if it's, I don't know.
I think it's boys and girls now.
Okay.
But again, I mean, if you're talking about
Salem has tennis, so you had to throw tennis in there.
If you're talking about a small school.
Yeah, some small schools have tennis. East Palestine has a tennis team.
Yeah.
United has a tennis team.
Boys and girls, that's $100 for your tennis team. So are you paying for this via some kind of a fundraiser? I would imagine that's going to be the case.
And at all the same time, the NFHS, I can never say that right, NFHS wants to put a shot clock in high school basketball.
See, this is where it's
not
going to happen.
Have to pay to put a shot clock.
But that's not going to happen. I mean, it's bad enough you can't even get, for some schools, you can't even get a scorekeeper that is going to be able to do the fangled score.
The stat board.
Yeah, the scoreboards that are modern that have all the stats. some of the time that doesn't work because you don't have the participants. And who the hell's going to get money to have that 25, 30-second shot clock that's going to have to be put in 2 different spots, and then you got to wire all that stuff? That costs money. The small schools can't afford that. And no, I don't want a shot clock in high school basketball. It's absurd. It doesn't. It's not fiscally. It's not fiscally possible for the smaller schools, especially if you're having to deal with membership.
Unless
dues.
the NFHS says we'll pay for shot clock installation.
Well, if that's the case, then you're going to have to hire someone that's going to be reliable to say, "Hey, run the shot clock the way it's supposed to be run." And there's another problem. How many times...
It hit the rim.
It
didn't.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
How many times are you going to sit back and see someone screw that up? I mean...
Well, it's a shot clock violation. Oh, come on. I think it would help. Like, people watch the elite high school basketball teams say, we need a shot clock here. It would really speed up the game. But then they don't think about the teams that really struggle and don't have the talent level that some of these teams have, and how much that would really hurt them to have to also deal with a shot clock. Not everyone has basketball players that take basketball super seriously.
Yeah.
And to teach them the fundamentals of the game also, and have to teach them how to work and how to run an offense with a shot clock winding down, it's going to hurt a lot of programs.
Make the extra pass. But, Coach, there's only 2 seconds left. I don't care. Make the extra pass. It catches the ball. 24-second violation or whatever it is. Oh, well. Do it quicker next time.
Do it quicker next time. Quit dribbling.
Yeah. Quit dribbling so much. Well, Coach, if we don't dribble, we're going to walk. I don't care. Just do it. All righty then.
Do what I say.
We'll be back to wrap the program up in a bit. It is a Thursday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Back in a bit.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Hi, this is Jim Myers with Myers Family Insurance, your local Medicare and retirement resource. We're excited to have sports back. Whether you're on the field or cheering from the stands, sports unifies communities and brings hope for the future. We're all one team working together. At Myers Family Insurance, we know the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
Hi, I'm Colin Clark. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer goes the extra mile to bring you the largest selection of vehicles at one convenient location. With guaranteed credit approval, I will find you the right vehicle and the right financing options for you. I am ready to go the extra mile to show you why no other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Quality, customer service, and integrity.
Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sudman here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Welcome back as we close up shop on this Thursday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. I'm off to Waddell Park in Niles. Yeah.
What are you doing there?
Umpiring a game tonight.
You are?
Yes. Umpiring a JV game tonight.
Well, now you just, because whoever's playing at Waddell Park knows that we got Ron Podesta.
Yeah.
You usually don't divulge that information.
Yeah, you know, I decided that I don't even know where the hell Waddell Park is. So
you better find out.
Yeah, I actually looked it up on my smartphone, and it is a smartphone because it found it, and I got directions to the place. So
you
this
hope
is
it
a good
found
thing.
it. You hope it found it.
Well, I
and
mean, it
doesn't
could
take
be
you to
Waddell Park in Michigan, and then you're just like, what the hell?
I got lost in my music. What the heck?
Yeah, well, where are we right now?
Well, it looks like we took a wrong turn in Albuquerque.
Yeah, there you go. There's
a
a good cultural reference there.
Right there. Gotta get one before the end of the show.
There you go. All right, tomorrow, hopefully we get some baseball talk. We'll get some coaches on. Last week, we didn't get any baseball coaches on because word went down of the OHSAA expanding the postseason to 16 teams in football. We had a bunch of football coaches that talked a little bit about that decision. Some that were not too happy, some that are still not too happy about it.
And a reminder, since I won't be here Friday, to remind you guys again that on Monday, YSN will start to announce the all YSN teams on Power Hour. We'll gradually announce more and more players for baseball and softball all week on Power Hour. So make sure you tune into Power Hour next week to see the players that we decide to highlight on the all YSN teams in the area.
Yeah, and Monday on Running Point, we'll go through D1 through D4, baseball, yes, and more baseball. As the tournaments will be announced over the weekend, we'll get that to you on Monday. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. We will talk tomorrow from noon until 3 on a Friday edition of Running Point. Until then,